less organized today than I did in the last meeting. The last meeting was just
just a little too tight, and anything I do is say that be okay when I have a bad hair day. And if I change my mind,
okay, this better not be a low energy meeting just to his knees.
I wanna hear him say,
There's bad memories.
Yeah, that's true.
See a Jeep coming.
any man who say another woman's looking better than me, and when I cook dinner and I burn it like you better say, I like it like that. And if I change my mind a million times, I wanna hear him say, yeah, 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 I like it that way. Any man of mine better walk the line, better show me tease and squeeze and please every kind of time. Need a man who knows how the story goes. He's gotta be a heart-beating fire, feeling breathtaking, earthquaking kind.
Yeah, tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, like right away. Yeah. I have a wedding today. I was doing a for like 5 p.m., right? And then my mom was like, oh, by the way, we have a wedding.
Oh my gosh, have you had that?
Mostly, but my mom still wants for lunch because she has a phone. And I have no time to do this for lunch.
Wait, is it like that? So where do you have to be there?
Well, we have to leave first because I'm going to Minneapolis.
Oh.
So we have to drive to Minneapolis, but Bobby was sit down. And then we're going to be there like 2 hours early. So my flight is like,
At 9.
yeah, it might be 3 hours early.
Imagine if your flight gets canceled.
I knew it.
That's never happened to me though.
I'd be
There's like often there's like a flight are being canceled.
I know, I saw that too. And I was like, I would be surprised if. Yeah, no, because literally Andrew's like, yeah, I'll be there on Saturday, and then like a year later, Nate was like, I'm not gonna be there anymore. So I was really surprised. Oh, give me money.
Oh.
You all forgot.
Well, I don't even know what I want to get yet. We
You have. Oh my god, thank you. You're my favorite.
We haven't put any order yet.
I was like, where's the phone? It's like a That's literally what we're doing today. But I actually prepared for it.
That's how we're doing it.
Yeah, it's easy.
Exactly.
Not all of it. You don't know photos from Chelsea? It will, yeah. Literally all of these will. There are more. So there's like 10 minutes that you won't know.
Call him, we could put it on speaker and just yell at him.
Yeah, do that quick while this song is playing.
Alright.
I like this song. I told them that this is what it was like. We're putting people in the call, but probably not that many people are gonna like come. They're like, oh, give me the big room. I'm like, how big is the big room? They're like, oh, it fits 45 people. And I'm like, nice.
It's like, is this for calls or anything?
I'm not thinking about you.
Yeah.
Feeling good when I look in the mirror, my skies are blue.
Very bad.
Slept all night for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing any speed for sure.
My dreams are coming true.
Yeah, I don't want to let them happen. Or have friends. I'd rather just
You messed up. Bet you feel so stupid that you play with my heart.
Well, we're gonna start. Oh, I should probably have the microphone up here. This is weird.
Oh, it's wet on this tape.
Apparently.
Oh, wait, no, it's like
He gets like a drop and he goes, it's wet on this table.
It's like a dry, wet thing, like dried glue.
Oh, you know, don't touch it. That could be like dried cum. Like, you don't know.
Ew.
Yeah. Sorry.
Probably not, but okay.
You know, my family, this is kind of related. We're supposed to be starting right now, but my family, I was at my aunt's house yesterday after getting my PCR test for the summit. And my aunt is moving to Arizona, so she's trying to get like all this shit out of her house, right? And she grabs something out of the closet and she's like, oh yeah, like David, who's like her boyfriend, not her boyfriend, her husband. David's business did this as a marketing thing. And it's condoms and it says, we got you covered. And she's like, here, take some. And my mom's like, well, I don't need them. I'm not having sex with my boyfriend because she hates her boyfriend. And yeah. And so my mom was like, well, you might as well take them, Nora. I'm not sexually active, Mom, but I guess I'll take them. So I took them. I have 3 condoms now.
Good for you.
And I sent a picture of it to the Summit group chat, and this one guy that like is really into me, not to brag, but he's really into me. He was like, those condoms are really fancy. Yeah.
Ew.
And then he said something else, but I won't get into that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. 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 Anyways, we should probably get started.
This meeting is awesome.
Because I'm talking about condoms. I had to bring the energy in here.
Yeah,
Nate
well, that was the best way to do it.
I'm probably
I saw the video and there's just like disturbing stuff.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you watch the part that you missed on the meeting? You should go back and watch it.
Okay.
Just like the last 5 minutes.
You should go back and watch it.
What did we talk
I'm watching
about?
the whole 3-hour video.
Please go back.
What did we talk about?
It is helpful. Well, when did you leave? After we talked about fundraisers, right?
Yeah.
We talked about rules. So you probably don't need to watch it, but if you need a refresher, just go back and like times 2 speed or something. When you're a debater, you can handle times 2 speed.
Stop, no. I'm just not gonna watch it.
You really should.
I watched 30
Do you know what topic you're doing? There's homework in there that you missed.
Uh-oh.
So you didn't- There's.
That's why Thomas didn't want to do this. I talked to him this morning. He's like, "Why would I do school during the summer, really?" And that's why he's not doing it.
But it's fun. Because the homework is optional. Do you have your topic picked out? Actually, I'm just gonna go around. What's your topic?
Yes. The Morse computer virus of 1988.
Yes, I will like it. I was kind of hoping you would do that one. Shuddy.
I don't have a topic.
Shuddy girls. Shuddy. What is your guys' topic?
I don't have a topic.
That was your homework, girls. What's your topic?
We have like 3 possible ones,
That's what you started with.
and it's what we're.
Well, we're gonna start researching today, so
Oh, buddy.
maybe be like passing notes to each other. Okay, what's your topic? Yes, I love it. Okay, read.
This is like the frontier thing, right?
Yeah,
I was gonna do like a space race.
space race. Some might be overdone. Do you know like how
You
to
should
like,
narrow it down to like a specific part. That's what it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I mean, I like that idea. Just definitely narrow it down. Like, we'll do the whole space race or anything like that.
Yeah.
Something like way more unique, or like a weird connection or something. Okay,
I said don't ask me.
Take this.
That's all I have.
What about you, Nora? What's your
Mine
topic?
is the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League.
Oh, right.
I
We
actually
talked
think
about that
so.
last time, didn't we?
You actually don't think so.
Like
Like paper.
I don't like the attitude.
I'm just saying paper.
Oh, yeah. Have you
Okay,
picked
well,
a
like,
category
I'm just like
yet?
saying things better. Just like cough.
Whatever. Good. I was gonna go this year, but then softball happened, and we got 4th place, so it wasn't worth it. But I should have just got calls, or not calls, tats.
You should have.
I should have, but it's fine. Okay, active researching, guys. Off your phones, get your notes out, be ready. Active researching includes active listening.
Oh.
Isn't that a great quote? I know, that was like those bars right there. Okay. So I kind of lied to you guys. I've said that this meeting was going to be about researching, citing, and annotating. Actually, it's just going to be researching because I realized if I did citing and annotating as well, it'd be like a 4-hour meeting, and which we do have, but we only had this room for 2 hours. So yeah, sorry guys. We'll do it next time. Okay, general research. Oh, I need to turn the fucking music off. God damn it. Sorry guys. Disorganized. Okay, smart site searching. I'm basically not gonna talk like at all during this meeting, so yay.
Hey everyone, we're going to be talking
Oh
about
shit.
digital research. Now, keep in mind that your libraries, your archives, and your historical societies are the best way to find research for your NHD project. But if those aren't available to you, you want to be able to think strategically about how to do digital research online using search engines like Google. So we're going to discuss some smart search strategies. So let's head over to Google. I really prefer to use Google because Google already employs a lot of advanced search techniques that really make doing research online a lot easier. It's going to stem words, so if you're doing a
So I really, really suggest you because it's something all my friends have made is go in. And I really need that feedback. I don't want to bring down my level at all, so please eat. Thank you, John. And this has a lot of videos. And also does this about stuff that doesn't matter. I'm not skipping over it because I don't care. So eat. If you get bored, pay attention, but like pass notes, make jokes, I don't care. Just still be students.
project on Scottish history and you're searching the word Scot, it's going to pull everything from Scotland to Scottish to Scots, right? So it's going to stem that word and pull everything that kind of connects to it. And it does that automatically, which is fantastic. It's also going to specifically use wildcard searches. So if you type in the word woman, it's going to search woman, women in every shape of that automatically to pull different materials for you. But there are some really great search strategies that you can use to continue to help you find the best available sources for your NHD project. So the first one we're going to talk about is Google specific. And what it will allow you to do is specifically search one site or domain. And here's how we do that. So say you are doing your NHD project on the topic of women's suffrage. What you're going to do is type women's suffrage, and then you're going to type the word site, loc.gov, which is the Library of Congress website, and search. So what this has done is basically told Google that you only wanted to pull materials from the Library of Congress. So you'll see we now get the shall not be denied exhibit. We are getting a primary source set on women's suffrage. We're going to see women's suffrage in the progressive era from the American Memory Project. We're even going to see Women of Protest, a photographs collection that the Library of Congress has compiled for people to view. So we can do this with any site. So say I were to change LOC to archives, which is the URL for the National Archives and Records Administration. It's now going to pull everything that the National Archives has related to women's suffrage. So you'll get their page specifically on suffrage. You'll get their exhibition, Rightfully Hers, on women's suffrage, and different materials that they've produced. You can do this with whatever site, whether it's a US-based site, or if you're more interested in world history, you can do this with the British Library and other databases like that. So the next search tip that we want to think about are using Boolean operators. And Boolean operators are really great. They are words like and, or, not, and not, and they help us find specific combinations of words together. So say I want to do my project on Alexander Graham Bell, but I want to specifically focus on Alexander Graham Bell's interactions with the deaf community. I'm going to use the word and I'm going to type in deaf community. So what this has done is it has now told Google that I want only sites that talk about Alexander Graham Bell and his experiences and interactions with the deaf community. So it will pull PBS, it will pull Gallaudet University, it will pull the Disability Museum.org. So Boolean operators are really great if you're looking for a specific combination of words. And is probably the most specific search term, right? While or, which looks for either combination of words, so it'll look for Alexander Graham Bell or the deaf community, is a less specific version. Alright, so the last thing that we want to keep in mind is keywords. Keywords.
Didn't he invent the telephone? Why are they doing research on him in the deaf community then?
Are really important to any online search. We tend to name things differently, and we don't always call things by the same name every time we do, right? An example of this is World War I. So if we search World War I, okay, it gives us different options, right? And you will see the regular sites there, such as Wikipedia and history. But if we scroll down, we get encyclopedias, we'll get articles, we'll get different searches based on our engine. But we need to keep in mind that World War I was not always called World War I. It had another name. It was also referred to as the Great War. So we also need to keep in mind that we need to search Great War. Depending on who is doing the archiving at any place, they may choose to cite it as World War I, or they may have chosen to cite it as the Great War. So if we do, you will see repeats. So Wikipedia is going to pull it because it tells you that it was also called the Great War. Same with history and the encyclopedia. But you'll also want to look down. We now have this option to explore echoes of the Great War American experiences because it's pulling the LOC option. It's also going to pull the Imperial War Museum in the UK because it's pulling the Great War, which is more prevalently used over there. So these are different ways to search the same topic using strategic keywords. You can do this with a lot of topics. For instance, women's suffrage is technically woman suffrage. It's the singular. And yet, we use those words interchangeably. So you have to search women's suffrage, women's suffrage, and different things will pop based on it. Another example is Civil War battles. The Union and the Confederate armies named the same battles different names. So you need to think about which name you're using and if any sources may be labeled under that other name. So keep in mind that keywords are really important when you're doing your searches. Hopefully these strategies help you find some really great
Did those strategies help you guys? Did you know the first one? Did you know the site one?
I did actually know that one, yes.
Oh, well, you got a 35 in your CT, so you don't have to think about it.
Thanks. And I'm also doing my topic on computers.
And
to
I
go
can't
into
work now,
computer
so-
field when I-
Hey, please. Come on. God. Okay. We're not doing a video yet. Okay, guys. We're gonna practice. So, what year's your computer virus thing? What is it called?
The Morse worm of 1988.
I don't know how to spell that.
M-O-R-R. Hold up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's Morris, like M-O-R-R-I-S.
M-O-R-R-I-S.
Yeah, like you normally spell Morris.
Oh yeah, Morris. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Morris.
And then worm, like you know the crawly thing in dirt. Just do that; it'll probably come up.
What year?
It was in 1988.
Okay, and we're gonna, guys, stop talking. Shuddy, I don't have much first here to control you, so. Okay. Morse from 1988, and then what site should we do? Should we do Library of Congress?
You should not because I don't think there's anything on there about it. Do FBI.gov.
FBI.gov. Okay. Okay, so my search, Morse worm, 1988, just the year it happened. This is his topic, by the way. And then site FBI.gov, because that's what he's doing.
Oh, buddy. There we go.
It did not work.
Well, the
It
top
worked.
one's FBI.gov.
I think they're supposed to be. There we go. Okay. Thing to know, I don't know if you saw on the screen, but when you do like the site and then the colon and then the site, like the word site and then the actual site, don't have any spaces.
Ooh, good advice.
Yeah, because it didn't work when I did that. So, okay. So we have the Morse worm. We have major cases. Listing.
I mean, there's really not. It's not like there's multiple articles about it. There's just
Oh,
a singular
wait.
article.
A PDF.
Oh,
PDFs
wow.
Are exciting. Let's see. Oh, it's downloading. That's scary.
Maybe
PDF
it's a
is-
virus.
A PDF
That'd
is
be so
downloading.
ironic.
A PDF is downloading about like from FBI.gov.
You never
about
know.
the Morse worm, and
Maybe.
it's called Terror 99. PDF. Oh.
Oh, 30 years of terrorism.
This might be something you can
This
look
is
into.
before 9/11 too.
This is a secondary source you can look into, Sam. if you
Wow,
wanna write
thank
it
you.
down.
I won't put that down. Oh, my computer is not having a good day. What's
Okay.
going on here? We're frozen.
And I'm gonna try
Uh-oh.
and like use all your like topics for at least one of the videos to try and optimize on. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna see right now. You don't have a topic, fuck off.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Dang,
Sorry.
bro.
You should have watched the video. Like it would have helped you get a topic. It really did. Like ask these four.
Well,
We got new
well,
topic.
me and Brew still need to
Yeah.
decide. She's on the
already
dock.
decided about
She's on the dock.
it.
I guess she's not
Okay,
at work.
you got it down?
Yeah.
Terror 99.
Terror99.pdf.
Okay, awesome.
When's the next meeting, Brian?
I don't know yet. That's at the end. Stop. You're getting
Okay, so I'm sorry,
distracted.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna do the other ones because I feel like most of us have used the other
Yeah.
things. If you wanna try it, you can. I'm not going to because I've done it 1,000 times.
What the heck?
Okay. I want you. Okay, next. Let me get this back.
Hey everyone, we're going to be talking about
Okay. Utilizing Wikipedia.
Uh-oh. Ooh,
Do not cite Wikipedia. If that's anywhere near energy, do not proceed.
what the heck?
What happens if it's like a photo book?
No, nothing's on Wikipedia, or I will strike you. And
It's going to.
no, I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm not gonna make that joke. Okay.
Everything's comedy, so we can cancel.
I
I've already canceled those.
Dude,
Yeah.
what
I had that.
It wasn't gonna be
video.
offensive. It was
The
just
heck
really
happened?
bad. Okay, we're ready.
Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about some quick tips for digital research.
Sitting at
So
the
we know a
library.
lot of you are starting work on your NHD 2021 projects on the theme of communication and history, the key to understanding. Now, keep in mind, the best resources that you have available to you are your libraries, your archives, your historical societies. Right? They're going to have those primary sources that you need. They're going to have those books and articles that you need to do historical context and background information. But what happens when you...
Oh, and on the subject,
Probably serial killers.
while we're here, because from 3 to 5 we're gonna have individual research time. Since we're in a library, I know it's not a big one, but it's still worth a try to see if you can find anything for your topic. So choose a topic. Choose a topic. Choose a
I looked on the catalog, and the only book that they had about it was a book that I already have.
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna
oh,
have
so
books.
That's sad.
that's pretty awesome, isn't it?
You can like.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anything like any kind of databases you can access on the library pages that you can't anywhere else.
I don't know.
It's worth a try. Like if you want to ask the librarian if there's anything you can do here that'll help besides just getting books or anything like that, they're gonna know more about that than I do. Okay guys, mining
you can't get to those places. That's when we need to think about how to utilize online resources. So here are some quick tips on how to do that effectively for your NHD project. Our first topic will be mining Wikipedia. All right, let's talk about the website that is Wikipedia. We all know it. We've all used it. We've probably all fell down some very long rabbit holes clicking on things on Wikipedia. But it's not the best online source to be using for your NHD project. So there are some problems with Wikipedia. Number one, it's crowdsourced. So anyone can contribute and anyone can edit a Wikipedia page. Here's the problem with that. Because we don't know who exactly is contributing, we don't know if the information that they're providing is legitimate or accurate. And that's a problem. We want to make sure that when we're doing our NHD projects, we're considering historical accuracy. The other problem is that Wikipedia is not peer-reviewed. So when scholars write an article for a journal or they're working on a book for a publisher, they have their peers edit that work, right? We call that peer review. So you want to think about all of the times that you've been peer reviewed. Maybe your teacher reviews your materials in class and gives you a grade. When you do an NHD project,
story time. Sorry, Susan's talking. So, AP seminar this year. So like for most APs, score distribution is like 9, then like 25, then like 35 or something like that. Then it goes down again. And it's kind of even. This year, it was like for AP seminar,
Like 88.3.
it was like 88% got a 3 or higher. And normally it's like 50%, or like maybe more, maybe like 63% or something. So if anyone in our class got a 1 or 2,
No.
or like a 1, only like 0.1% got a 1.
0.9.
Or yeah, so like
0.9.
1% of people got a 1.
Where'd you find that?
On Twitter.
It's on Twitter. There's this one guy that always posts stories. Score with a C.
I want to see world history.
I don't.
Why?
I don't.
I think I got it
Bro,
too.
no, literally, I'm so mad because like a few days after I come back from the summit, those things are gonna be posted. I'm gonna be like,
It's July 5th, right?
yeah, the day after the 4th. Like we're all gonna be happy and just food and watching fireworks, and then boom, the scores are released. All right.
you're reviewed by NHD judges, right? These are the ways that you're peer reviewed. Wikipedia is not peer reviewed like you are. So we want to keep that in mind when we're using Wikipedia, is that information is kind of out there, but nobody's really making sure to check that it's legitimate. So why talk about mining Wikipedia then? Well, there is a way to use Wikipedia effectively. So let's do a little kind of case study here. Say that my topic is the press and the French Revolution, and I need to learn more about the historical context and background information surrounding the French Revolution. So I'm going to go and I'm going to type in French Revolution. Of course, it's the first thing to pop. So here is the Wikipedia page for the French Revolution. And as we can see, we've got some pictures, we've got a lot of text that's going to tell us about the French Revolution. It'll, of course, have other things highlighted of important people, dates, and other materials that we can jump to. But again, this is crowdsourced information. It's not peer-reviewed. So this information could be accurate. It might not be accurate. But there is one really good feature about Wikipedia. So if you
Have food, drink, eat now. Please, I don't want to bring it home. I really don't.
You should just give it to the librarian.
No, that's weird.
Don't throw it at me.
I know.
Hey, this is poison.
Hey, we didn't eat all the great fish. You can have the rest.
I'm not bringing you any food on the plane. Are you even allowed to?
Yeah.
Nathan.
You can't bring drinks.
Well, I'm not going to. It's only a 2-hour flight, so I'll be fine.
I don't know if I trust this. Didn't he
I
drink
don't know
out
if
of
I
it?
trust you. You're not holding it right, girl.
You want me to help? No.
You're gonna get dried orange juice all over the table.
Never. I could never.
It's not orange juice, it's milk.
Yeah, how could you get it wrong?
My bad.
scroll all the way down to the bottom of a Wikipedia page, okay, you'll run into a section called references. And under that section, you're going to find the citations. So all these are footnoted in the Wikipedia page. Now, if you keep scrolling past those footnotes, you get to a sources section. And this sources section is really great because it contains books that you can read about the French Revolution that are actually academic scholarly work. Take, for instance, William Doyle's The Oxford History of the French Revolution. William Doyle is actually a British historian who spent his academic career researching the French Revolution. So this may be a source that you want to check out in order to learn more about the background information surrounding the revolution. So if we scroll down a little more, we'll get to the section called Further Reading. And what is under here are all the different scholars that have contributed to the historiography of the French Revolution. And the historiography is basically how the narrative of the French Revolution has changed over time as different historians find new sources, make new arguments. That's what you're going to be looking for, to see what people have written about the French Revolution and how they've written about the French Revolution. So if we look through here, we'll find names like Jeremy Popkin, who's another French Revolution historian, and we'll be able to check out his work, which is a short history of the French Revolution, to help find good sources for us to review. So when you have a list like this of different books and authors, you want to employ a tactic that historians called biographizing. And what that means is if you don't know much about an author, you want to get their biography, right? Figure out where they earned their degree. Figure out if they are an authority on the subject that they're talking about. And so here's the easiest way to do that. You want to go to google.com, and in that search box, you want to type the name of the author. So in this case, let's use Jeremy Popkin as our experiment here. So I'm going to type in Jeremy Popkin. Okay, and the first thing that of course pops up is that Jeremy Popkin is a professor at the University of Kentucky, right? I know that he earned his PhD from the University of California, Berkeley, and that he has interests that include the history of the French and Haitian revolutions. So I now know that if I'm doing a project on the French Revolution, Jeremy Popkin is a scholar that might have really important information for me in his books. And you want to do this with different authors to make sure that you're finding legitimate sources from actual academics, whether they be historians, anthropologists, sociologists, or other scholars, right? Don't take any book at face value. always biographize the author and see if you can figure out why they're writing the book and what their background is. Now, if you go back to that page, you'll also find different topics or geographical regions. So in order to know about the French Revolution, you might need to do a little bit of reading into European history. You might need to know about the politics and the wars that led up to the French Revolution. Again, you might also need to think about the economy, society, women, right? And other topics that may be influencing, right, what we know about the French Revolution that are going to help you create that NHD project. Now, if we keep scrolling, there's two other sections that are really interesting. So some Wikipedia pages contain a primary source section, which is really helpful because it'll show you some published source books and other materials that house primary sources that are related to the French Revolution. But there's also this really great external links section. So what's great about this external links section is that it lists...
Okay, the summit I'm going to is through George Mason University, and the first thing I saw in here is something from George Mason University. That's crazy, guys.
What's the summit at?
The Youth Summit on the Environment.
Ah.
Oh, environmental.
Yeah, this environmentalist over here studies plastic stuff.
Is Greta Thunberg gonna be there?
No.
Darn.
Yeah. That sucks.
That does suck.
No, there's one other girl from Rapid City that I met. Yeah. I'm actually meeting with someone that works for John Food there. I'm getting a Capitol Hill tour, and I'm having a meeting with them soon. So that's kind of cool. John Thune is gonna be there. John Thune is fake. John Thune said he's not gonna be in DC at all during the summer, but he went to DC to talk to the NHD kids from Summit, South Dakota. So fuck him. Anyways, I'm joking. I'm joking. This is going on YouTube, so for legal purposes, I don't hate John Thune. Okay, that's not even like. No, for real.
Yeah, by the left wing.
What?
Oh wait, actually no, it'd be the other way around.
Yeah,
The other way
left
around.
wing.
Never
I was
mind.
gonna say left wing is liberal, but
I'm gonna go on.
okay. All right.
different sites, digital archives, special collections that relate specifically to the topic that you're looking at. So right here under this, we have things like the Museum of the Revolution, right? So the Museum of the Revolution is based in France, but you can translate their page into English to help you, unless you know French. And this will give you all of their information, their exhibitions, major events, their collections, and what they say about the French Revolution. Now, if you go back to that page, we'll also see that there are some other materials on here from places like Stanford University, from the University of Pennsylvania, and even from the University of Alabama. So all of those are special collections and digital archives that house primary sources that are related to the French Revolution. So if we were to click on any of those, we would be sent to places like the French Revolution Digital Archive, housed at Stanford University Libraries, or the collection at the University of Alabama, or to the Jean-Baptiste papers at the University of Pennsylvania. And from there, we can figure out what's available to us digitally, and if we're local, what we can go check out in those archives. So, this is how you really want to use Wikipedia, to dig in to the sources.
We get it. We get it. Digging, guys. Digging hard. Okay.
We don't need this.
Give me like the topic that you guys are leaning towards. You better make a quick decision.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
Literally, I looked up Wikipedia. Let me show you. Let me just show you. I looked up Wikipedia, and the only Wikipedia thing that comes up is John Brown.
No.
I remember looking him up on Wikipedia. Because when Nate was like, yeah, I want to do John Brown, I was like, who is that?
What?
I like, didn't
What do
know.
people say about us?
He educated me. Okay, Wikipedia, what's your topic, y'all?
Henrietta Lacks.
Is this the one that's going to be hard to do?
I don't
Yeah.
know business
Okay.
inside.
Have fun.
Oh.
Look at that. I spelled it
I have
correctly.
no idea.
Okay, Henrietta Lacks. so we have the basic information. You can read this as background, but don't cite it, obviously. And it has external links if you want to, like, during treatment for cervical cancer, if you want. If you want a Wikipedia page on cervical cancer, guys, it's right there. There's also some pictures, like if you want to go and search for where this picture is from, you can go do that and cite it.
What the heck?
Or the statue of her. Okay, so then we get down to references, which is what she was talking about. So we have basic citations here, which you can use. If you read through the Wikipedia page, it's going to be like an endnote thing. So if there's a number by it, that means it has a citation. So you can like go down and look at like. So then you like know basically what's in there, kind of. Makes sense. And then if it'll fucking scroll. Oh, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Please don't do that topic.
Is Mashable.com a reliable source?
I don't know anything
We
about that.
narrowed it down.
It's a
About the
magazine.
Maybe.
Too bad, I'm citing something from there anyway.
Okay, so bibliography, there's one thing. It's a book, I think. And then there's external links. And then there's like some things here for external links. So like, article. And Rita Lex at Find a Grave.
Oh my god.
You can, I'm pretty sure that you can cite items, so you could cite her grave.
Oh.
She's dead.
You need to go there and visit her.
Pay your
Oh,
respects.
nice. No, yeah. She
Yeah,
is dead.
physically.
Citation, I went to her grave and saw her tombstone.
Her significance. She died.
She's
No,
dead.
you make a documentary and then
she's
talk
still
about
alive, guys. She's kinda alive.
make a documentary and then when you talk about how she's dead now, show like a picture of her grave.
Speaking of documentaries, under external links, there is something by Adam Curtis called Modern Times, The Way of All Flesh. It's a documentary from 1997, and it's on YouTube. No, I don't want, no, Curtis, go away. Is this just, no, I don't want, just give me to the documentary, please. Oh, it's unavailable. Copyright claim by BBC. Fuck them, I always hated them.
The British
I don't know.
rock.
So basically, oh my god.
You could just look up the original BBC news report.
Anyways,
Oh.
but you could use the citations. Like if you can't find anything else, they'll still have a bunch of citations. So I would suggest going and looking at these. There's 90 things you can look at. So get you started. I don't know if there's any primary sources in here, but
Probably not.
we'll probably come back to your source and see if we can find any in the primary source section that we're gonna get to.
Probably not.
Okay. Gabby, what's your topic again? Oh, Civil War amputations, basically. And like other medical stuff, right? Okay, so we're gonna look up Civil War. Medicine in the American Civil War. Okay, so there's a page for medicine in the American Civil War. So you can read. There's, oh, nice. 69 references.
Oh, that's a nice one.
I like that number. Further reading. It's like, oh, for scholars. Okay, there's a bunch of things here that you can look at, a bunch of books and stuff here on further reading. And there's some primary sources. Okay.
We always fail.
Gamrick's Illustrated Catalog of Surgical Instruments from 1868. Let's look at that.
Jefferson.
So it takes you to that page, and I just clicked on the PDF. I'm gonna download it.
Careful, it could be a virus.
It could. Ooh. Okay, if you want to write that down, it's on Wikipedia. I would definitely look at the Wikipedia page. I'll just show you the Wikipedia page. It's called
Medicine in the Civil War.
Medicine in the American Civil War.
Ooh.
I would highly suggest looking at further readings and primary sources on that page. It'll help you get started on your research. But yeah, the thing I clicked on specifically is in primary sources. It's the second thing, Gembrig's Illustrated Catalog of Surgical Instruments from 1868. It's like an old book, it looks like. Well, it's a catalog, but it's set up like a book. Oh my god, this is fucking cool. Oh my god. Girl, you better use this.
Oh, what's it called again? Okay, so I have surgical instruments. What was the exact title of that?
Gembrig's Catalog of Surgical Instruments.
Cambrics?
Gemrig, so G-E-M, like gem, and then rig, so R-I-G. And it's, yeah, I mean the link's on Wikipedia, so you don't need to look it up or anything. But yeah, this is cool. You can definitely use this. It's a catalog from that time, so that's awesome. Yeah, definitely look into that. I'm glad we did yours for that. But yeah, this is just proof that Wikipedia is helpful. So just don't cite it, because literally that's stupid shit.
So use information from Wikipedia, but don't cite it.
Yeah, you basically use it to get to other sites. It's like a database, basically. Kind of. Like a really bad one. But also really good at the same time.
Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking.
Okay, utilizing Google Books. Okay, I actually did not do this at all, and I didn't know that you could actually do it to this extent. So, I just wheezed. If you don't normally use Google Books, pay attention, because it's kind of helpful.
Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about another quick tip for digital research. So as you're starting those NHD projects, you want to keep in mind what databases are available to you. Now, remember, your local library, your archives, your historical societies are the best places to find the materials that you need. But if those aren't available to you, then you can utilize things strategically with online research. And one of the databases that we are going to focus on today is Google Books. So Google Books is really great because it searches all full textbooks and magazines that have been digitized by Google. And Google has digitized a great deal of materials for you to check out. So we want to head over to Google Books, and you can access Google Books by typing in books.google.com. You can also search it through the main engine by typing in your topic or an author and then specifically setting it to books in the drop-down menu on Google. But the best way to do it is to just specifically go to books.google.com. And from here, we can type in a topic or an author and see what's available via Google Books. So in this instance, say that the topic of my NHD project is World's Fairs and Communication. What I can do is check out what books have been published and digitized by Google Books on World's Fairs. So here it'll bring up any materials that have been related to my keyword search. So I get Meet Me at the Fair, a World's Fair reader, which looks at artifacts and the production of World's Fairs and gives me different articles written by scholars and what they had to say about the history of the World's Fair. Or if I go back, I might find things written by academic historians like Robert Riedel. I may also find specific books from the period that talk about World's Fairs. There may be authors, travelers that went to these World's Fairs and then wrote about their experiences. And so that may pop too. So not only have I just found secondary sources to help me in terms of Fair America and Meet Me at the Fair, but I've now also found a primary source from 1892 that talks about different World's Fairs as written by George Miles. Another way is, say you've been mining bibliographies and footnotes from different materials and you keep running into the same historian's name. You'll be able to check them out as well. So in this case, I know that Robert Riedel is the authority on World's Fairs. So I'm going to type his name in. and I'm going to search. So not only does it tell me that Robert Rydell is at Montana State University and gives me his bio on what he's been writing currently, but I can also see all of the works that he's published. So we have his World Affairs from 1993, we have his Fair America from 2013, and we have any other works that he's contributed. But what's also really great is if you start to scroll down, you'll notice that other people's books start to pop. And the reason for that is because they've cited Robert Rydell, and Google is pulling that for you. So not only will you get everything that Robert Rydell has published that Google has digitized, but you will get any other materials that mention or include Robert Rydell in their academic works. So it becomes a way to help build your bibliography in that sense. Now, there are a couple things to keep in mind when it comes to Google Books. Not everything is digitized and accessible. It will tell you, it will show you this little preview option if there is something of the book available for you to review. If it doesn't have that preview option, Google hasn't digitized it. You may have to find another place if you want to find that book or take a look at it. The best way to do that is to check with your local library or to go to worldcat.org and see which libraries have either ebooks or a physical copy of the book. So in this case, we do have a preview of Robert Rydell's World Affairs, and we can take a look at it. So you'll get some notes here that sometimes pages are omitted from the book preview, and that means some pages have been scanned, but not all pages, and that's something you want to be careful of, right? You may be reading a paragraph that's really interesting and find out that the next page isn't digitized, and you may, again, need to go track down an actual copy of that book. But the preview option will allow you to take a look at the book and see if it's something that you really need to focus on and that should be included in your bibliography as you're doing your NHD project. So hopefully this helps you learn how to utilize Google Books to help you craft.
Very helpful. Okay. Okay. Read. Have you, probably not, you haven't narrowed it down. Okay. Can anyone think of any ways to narrow down the space race?
So, when I was in the 6th grade, the topic I did was called the Apollo-Soyuz test project.
Go on, and then I'll go back to Kennedy.
Were you talking?
Yes.
Sorry. You go ahead. It's fine.
You could narrow it down to like how it advanced in a certain country instead of just as a whole.
Yeah.
Or you could just do like any event, like Sputnik. Or the one I did was the Apollo-Soyuz test project, which was like the precursor to the ISS. It was pretty cool.
Is there any aspect of the space race that interests you? Just all of them?
Can't get up at least one laugh. I want to laugh with
Were you
them.
the one that told me that you were researching for most of the day when I texted you?
Most of that involved.
Sorry, no, you don't need to go on. You can just stop. Okay.
You can just stop it right there.
he literally texted me, he's going, I've been doing a lot of researching today. Okay, that's really funny to me. It's okay. It really doesn't matter. So, I'm just doing this for fun, guys. It's not hard, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do Sputnik. So, literally just gonna type in Sputnik. We're not gonna do authors, so, okay. Sputnik Sweetheart. I'm assuming that's not.
Heart romance for
detective
story.
Sputnik Sweetheart tells the story of a tangled triangle of uniquely unrequited, love. If someone studied that, that would be really funny.
Cite it, read, you won't.
What did,
That's
I'm
really
really
the first one that
interested,
comes up.
I'm really interested about your secondary source, Sputnik Sweetheart. Can you tell me more about how you use that? Oh, yeah. Like shit, the extras. Oh my god, okay. Sputnik, the shock of the century. Okay. So we have a lot of secondary sources here. When was Sputnik? What year?
Before 1969. I don't know what year it was, but it was before that.
Let me look it up. 1957.
I was right.
I mean, technically.
I just know that's when the moon was, so before that.
Kitty Hawk too.
Okay, there's something from 1960. So there's still kind of secondary. I don't know. There's like a thin line there. 1968. I'm just looking for a primary thing. What you can also do is you can go to tools. And you can do custom range. So I'm gonna do 1950 to 1950. What was it? Seven? Yeah. This is how you can look for primary
Life.
sources. Oh, okay. So here's a Life magazine. So did you guys see how I did that with like the custom range for a year?
Mm-hmm.
So I looked up when Sputnik was, and it was in 1957. So I did a range from 1960 to 1950 to 1957. And I got the first thing that came up was a Life magazine from October 21st, 1957, page 35. And it is a primary source in a magazine called Common Sense and Sputnik from the magazine. So that's one way to find primary sources. And the full view is here because most magazines are full view. Mr. Sam dedicates his own memorial. All right, Sam, we get it. God. Another Life magazine. USSR magazine, nice. Life. Air Force magazine, that'd be cool. I'm gonna go to like page 7, because why not? Reprint. Ohio State University Radio Observatory. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. So yeah, I definitely recommend cool books as well. Ooh, let's look at your Henrietta Lacks thing. See if we can find anything. This is really comfortable. Oh my god, podium. Podium moment. I love podiums, guys. Debate vibes. Oh shoot, I was right in the me. Sorry, girl. Okay.
It has a power strip.
It does.
We can stand on it too. So that's no. I thought you were supposed to stand on that bottom
Can you like
part.
move my microphone forward?
You have a lot of hair on your microphone.
I do.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
Okay, so Henrietta Lacks. Oh, I mean, I probably don't need it in the same range anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Oh, just anytime. Anytime. Thank you. The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks, The Untold Story. So there's a lot of books here. Some of them have previews, so remember what you're looking for is a preview of some sort. Full view is even better, but preview is better than nothing. So when was Henrietta Lacks? Oh, so I was in the right range. I'm gonna look it up just to make sure. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so custom range 1950, crazy this is some time. You can connect Henrietta Lacks to Sputnik.
Who even was that person?
Something about cells. Explain who Henrietta Lacks is.
Oh, Henrietta Lacks is dead.
Whoa.
thought it was Henry Deluxe. That's what I thought you guys were saying.
No, Henrietta Lacks.
Frontiers in History, Henry Deluxe. Okay. So, this is a snippet view from 1950.
Henry Deluxe is a type of rifle.
Literally leaving for her own topic. What are you doing? Oh my god, he's here? He's not the only person lost in this library.
I don't see him. I don't see him.
He probably went to the wrong library.
That library scared off those little kids like judging me.
I would leave for my own topic though. I would.
You're just like that. My family told me I should be sick. I'm like, no, I hate kids. They're sticky. And then they
They are. I'm not wasting my time on a little toe biter.
I keep getting bullied by like a 9-year-old. I don't know why it's been the little kids bully you that you feel more hurt than when the big kids. Yeah, because little kids are just meaner.
Meaner.
Yeah.
Meaner. You are mean. This is why we didn't make it to nationals last year, right here.
Yes, it is.
Until 5 or until 3?
I have to like move it back into place before that, so like 4:45.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's just not.
Now back to Henry Deluxe. So there's a little annual review of plant physiology, whatever that word, and plant molecular biology from 1950. I'm gonna click on that. It's just a snippet view, so there's not a whole lot. So you have this much. Really not that much. I will read it out. A black woman named Henrietta Lacks. The code name Gila, designating the South strain, was derived from the first 2 letters of Henrietta Lacks' first and last names. Henrietta Lacks died, but cells from her malignant cervical tissue have obtained immortality because they continue to live in cell culture. Yeah, I wouldn't use that because it's supposed to be a primary source, but it kind of sucks. There's another snippet.
Wait, so is she dead? If her cells are still living.
She's dead.
Basically, she's dead. But her cells
And
are
Emotionally?
God, there's nothing on this chick.
No, and yourself the wrong place.
There's
I bet
no-
there's
you
even
can't-
less on mine.
Yeah, that's why.
can't do
That's
this
why.
topic.
That's why we decided that we were probably gonna change it.
Yeah.
That's just the main one. That
Because
we
we
had.
couldn't find anything.
Well, if you're interested in cells, you could do like, like the discovery of
Cells.
no, that'd be even harder. The discovery of like, what's the unspecialized cell, like the white blood cell or something? Not the blood cell, but
You could do DNA sequencing.
everyone does that though. Anyone that does a
Never
biological,
mind.
everyone that does a biological topic, it's always about the structure of DNA every time.
I know that they were awful racist people who stole it, but you could do it on them and how they impacted that in a negative way.
There's a lot of things you can do about cells.
I love talking about racist people.
Oh.
This isn't the anthem of racist.
She was.
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa.
A lot of people still are racist. So.
Yeah.
Hear me out. The development of Microsoft Excel. You get it because it's a spreadsheet with cells.
Do we want to stick in the sun?
I like doing science thing, but if we do science thing, I prefer that.
I think we should stick with science.
Because there's literally nothing. When I tell you there's literally nothing on this group, there's nothing.
That's
There is a
because-
snippet.
Yeah.
There is a snippet of 3 sentences, and that's all you
Yeah.
can find in all of Google.
It's because they covered it up.
Yeah, it's because they covered it up. Because they were racist.
There's not even correct. about her, girl?
You know that much.
Like,
You have like one.
Try my person. I'm
You
curious.
actually do have one. Pull it out.
Hold
Pull
on.
it out right
oh,
now.
maybe you're first.
Pull out the
88.
evidence that Henrietta Lacks existed and continues to. Oh.
The one
19.
book that there's.
Yeah. I mean, I could also just do it myself, but
That's fine.
that's not fun.
Yeah, well, I can do it for the people watching.
We can clone her.
And who is
If
it?
they can
You want the
they
guy
can
or
clone
the
Henrietta Lacks.
name
Oh, you
of
could do
it?
a project on
The name.
running.
Morris Worm.
Yeah,
Morris.
that's and it's too recent.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, there's stuff I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, there's plenty. Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
All right, we're good.
Yeah, your topic's like the fact that it is about a virus is more prominent in Google books. Please don't do that.
It was a very important thing. It got on national news.
Ooh,
Very
I've
important.
noticed.
Computer virus. The first computer
I found a
virus.
picture of her death certificate.
Is that whole book about it?
Yeah.
Give me the book.
Dude, my computer. It's just having a bad day. I don't know what's going on.
Really bad. No wonder you like sweets for your kids. You know that. You know that. The one that wears a rat hair. Rat.
No.
And he makes it.
No.
I'm gonna look him up later. 'Cause that's exactly.
I don't know. Once we get to the primary source section, I'll keep trying. But if I literally can't find anything on her, please don't do that. Because you guys, I know you guys want to probably be kind of competitive this year, so you want a good topic. Yeah. Like I don't like if like Lena does that or whatever. Like I know she's probably not gonna be super competitive because she'll probably go to speech notes. But like, and you'll probably go to debate notes. But I know you'll probably want to go to notes for NHD. So you guys are gonna want a good topic. But we'll keep trying. We're gonna get to the primary source part soon. So that was really boring for everyone watching. That was like 20 minutes on Google Books.
Hey everyone, today we're going.
No, shut the up. Okay, I have to go quick call someone since our plans changed. So I'm gonna play some music for you guys.
Is it Andrew?
No, not
Sing.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, added it in a like this. It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head.
was in ClassLink. So I'm sure you all know what ClassLink is, at least I hope so. Because I use it a lot. ClassLink is available to anyone that goes to Sioux Falls School District. It has a database folder. And it's very helpful for us, and you should utilize it, because as soon as you graduate, you're not going to have access to it anymore. So use it while you can, because it's actually very good. Okay, so I'll go on full screen because I know some people are writing notes. Okay. So EBSCO, I don't know if I'm saying it right, I'm just going to call it, and ProQuest are good for scholarly research articles. So honestly, with NHT, those two probably aren't that helpful, but it's still worth a try if you want something that's like more on the research side. Like they might have something with like the cell thing, but like if you're talking more like my topic of baseball, they probably don't have anything. And if you guys can't read, you can either come up closer or you can go back to the video later. Because I'm recording my screen, so. Okay, points of view, which is part of EBSCO or whatever. It's good for topics that involve lots of debate. Again, probably not going to be very relevant to most of our stuff, but it's still worth a try. Now, the things that are actually helpful are the history-based databases, and there are lots, let me tell you, such as the American government one, which is the first one listed. So, is everyone still ready? Show anyone. Why are you like acting staring at the chart? So is that a chart still? No, because I literally remember using that. I don't. It's gotta be. Here you are. You got it. I swear to God. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no lead in there.
Yeah. Well, I told you. I remember using that.
I never remember using it.
That was really loud. Awesome. Is it charging?
Yeah.
Told you. I'm always ready. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm joking. Is everyone done writing? I'm taking this, yes. Okay, so to get to ClassLink, I don't think you guys really need the tutorial, but I'll still give it to you. Right there, bookmarks, ClassLink. Woo! And then it's your Chromebook login. It'd be really awkward if it didn't let me in. Jeez. Please. Okay, I'm waiting. It's like, please wait. Never taken this long. I literally tried this yesterday when I was like role playing what I was gonna say, like during the meeting. Okay, we're gonna try again.
He did go to the wrong one, I think.
Okay, it worked. Okay, so I'm in. Databases is this green folder near the top left. Click on that. This is all you have access to. It's a lot of databases. Again, I mean, you don't have access to as much on these databases if you're a grad student. So utilize it while you can. Try and use it for NHD. It's good if you do AB seminar and that's all you're doing seminar research. So do it. Good, it's worth it. If 88% pass, what do you have to lose? You don't even have to try at that point.
You do have to try that, actually.
But not that much.
Yeah.
Like as long as you don't like,
Like-
the only person that's gonna get like a 1 is Ben. And he
There's
didn't do
no
anything.
video.
Okay, anyways. It'd be funny if you watched this. Sorry Ben. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go on ProQuest because I'm gonna do points of view later, so. ProQuest, I can almost guarantee that none of our topics will be on here, but we will try. We will try, for sure. Okay. ProQuest actually is like a mix of 6 databases. Okay. What's like a topic you're like interested in?
I don't even know like the topic. Like
Oh, frontiers and history, people, places, ideas.
let's do Genghis Khan. Cosmopoulos.
Yes, I like it. Except I forgot how to spell this. Okay.
It's like G H.
Is it gay? don't know if I spelled that right. I want to be absolutely honest. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Why? Okay, it references Genghis Khan, and it is the right one because it says Mongolian, but the source is restaurant inspections, April 19th to April 24th.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know if
Maybe
that's
had like an impact on the restaurant.
yeah,
I don't know.
maybe cleanliness was like really important to him.
Maybe he created restaurants.
Maybe. I don't really think he gave a fuck, but maybe. Nightlife. Oh my god, he was a stripper, guys. Okay. Oh, nightlife twice. There's 2 nightlives. Oh my god, he was such a hoe. Okay. And then broadly impressive. Well, I see the philosophy of Genghis Khan, so we'll click on that. Okay, so this is called Broadly Impressive. What the fuck? It's from the Oakland Post. I'm gonna read this because it's actually kind of funny, but also might be helpful. Yeah, long on rhetoric and short on detail? Come on! The media is getting so used to candidates shouting slandering comments about their opponents that the media can't recognize good speech content anymore. What Bill Bradley did was to present an inspiring vision and a broad-ranging plan for the kind of good government he wants to foster. Oh yeah. Something a fellow by the name of Franklin D. Roosevelt used to do. If you were alive then and had the incredible good fortune to hear FDR make a speech like I did in my youth, FDR had sense enough not to dot the I's and cross the T's. And so does Bradley. Bradley's entire presentation followed a positive and constructive theme, and it exhibited the kind of intelligence for which Bradley is widely recognized, being the kind of man who delayed a highly successful pro basketball career in order to accept a Rhodes Scholarship at Oxford. Moreover, Bradley is a truly compassionate man who makes W. Bush's compassionate conservatism look like the philosophy of Genghis Khan. See, you guys got there.
True.
We got there. You could quote that. You'd be like, this is a comparison to how bad Genghis Khan was. Okay, so probably not. Like I said, like ProQuest and EBSCO are probably not the best. But you can still look at them if you want to. Or like we need a more research, like scholarly aspect, which is good. Like for example, if you were looking at Gabby's project, you're like, and you wanted to research the impact of amputations or like the impact of better medical practices, you could probably find something in here regarding like deaths from medical like errors, I guess, like throughout time. You could probably find that in here, and then like the impact things. So it's more of like research-based stuff, like statistics. So it might not be helpful to you, but it's still worth a try. Okay. Yeah. See, okay, I'm actually thinking that too, because with my topic, there's like a museum in New York I kind of want to drive to. But I think you can like, we can definitely get interviews there, probably. I'm pretty sure, or if you're doing like a documentary or something, you can like, or like something with visuals, you can take pictures or videos or whatever of that museum instead of getting them online if you need your own kind of thing to do. I'm pretty sure that you can cite items, but it's hard to find information for that. So the next time you see this Head meeting, I would ask her that question. In fact, I might ask her that question at meetings that are coming here. So I personally don't know either. That's something I need to know for my project.
I know that my 6th grade teacher said that like, because I went to a museum about my topic then, and she said that I wasn't allowed to like cite the museum, it's like the visit itself, because it was a tertiary source. So you're not allowed to do that.
But But I think you can say items. Like if you're looking at like an item,
Yeah.
that's like an artifact there or something, I think you can do
Yeah.
that. I just don't know how. So that's definitely a question for Mrs. Because I'm sure she's had students in the past who live there. Okay. Let's go to points of view. Does anyone with their topics have some sort of like debate behind it at all? Like big conflicts or anything? I know this isn't debate or diplomacy, guys, but it's supposed to be funny. So it's last year's thing.
Yep.
It's supposed to be more stuff.
My God.
Oh my god. Her laugh was funnier. Okay.
Good job, Gabby.
I'm so red.
I'm just gonna stare at you now.
Could anyone think of like a debate in history?
Roe v. Wade.
Let's go. I love that. I'm looking at Roe v. Wade right now, guys. I really didn't want to bring up politics during this, but it's okay. Abortion
You
overview.
asked.
Overview.
Talking about history, of course, politics are gonna be brought up.
Okay. These are all from 2021. I don't know. Like, this is, like, points of view is what I'm looking at right now, and that's kind of, like, more recent stuff. So I guess if you want, like a recent example of how things are still being debated, points of view is what you want to go to. Like, if you're looking at the current significance and there's still, like, a debate on something, that's what you want to go to. It's not very historical, though. It's just, like, current impacts. Now, getting to what I actually want to talk about. Because I do not give a fuck about it. I just go over pro class. I neither do you. I know. You don't give a fuck about, like, pro class, do you? Because it gives AP seminar vibes. Okay. So, when I was talking about how there's, like, history databases on here, too, if you guys are, like, on there on your screen, you can kind of look. But there's American government, American history. I know there's more. Issues, understanding controversy in society. I don't know how like historical that is, but yeah, maybe. World at War, understanding conflict in society. There's a World Book Encyclopedia. There's World Geography. There's World History, Ancient and Medieval, and World History Modern. So, let's do. Thank you. Let's do Civil War. Yeah, I want to do Civil War stuff. I'm really excited about the source we found, so. Okay. I'm not looking up Henry Delax for a while. Because that pissed me off. Hmm? Oh yeah, sure. What's another one? Sally Ride? She was the first woman in space. Gross. Okay. So Sally Ride, is it? Okay, I'm looking at Sally Ride. Just so you guys know what I'm looking at, I'm on World History Modern Era. I'm using that database right now. And this is like a lot of textbooks, I think. Pretty sure. I don't know, I don't use it very often, but I probably should, because it's good. Okay, so we have a biography. We have, a photo. This is a primary source. Yep, this is a primary source. Very good, very cool. Something you can use. Biography. Ooh, political, government, and court documents. Lovelace's Woman in Space program. Does that sound familiar at all? No? Okay, let's click on it then. Okay, I'm actually going to read this. It's very interesting and something I'll consider looking at if you were to do this topic. early 1960s, 19 women pilots were prepared for astronaut training by a private foundation. They became known as the First Lady Astronaut Trainees, or FLATs. Eventually, 13 of them passed the rigorous test to be astronauts and also became known as the Mercury 13. They were never allowed to be astronauts, however, as NASA required that all astronauts be graduates of military jet test piloting programs and have engineering degrees, which none had. Finally, in 1978, the first women were allowed to be astronaut candidates. Below is an article from NASA describing the program. Okay, so I'm gonna look up Sally Ride. So Sally Ride is mentioned at the end. So basically, it's just like a little thing from NASA talking about the programs, and then eventually it's into Sally Ride. So let's get a look at it. Yeah, and I think, what year is this? I don't care when it was accessed, I wanna know what it's from. Okay, actually this is a secondary source, because it was written by NASA later, but it's still good. Because it's from NASA, so it's obviously very reliable. Okay. I thought Kennedy was talking to me, and I was like, girl, you were talking way too quiet. I could not hear you. Okay. Yeah, so not a lot on Sally Ride, but there's a little bit. So yeah, the history ones are good. Let's do, I'm gonna do Civil War medicine. Because again, I still really want to look at that. Okay, what? Iraq. Okay, I guess. Okay, never mind. Maybe that wasn't a good one. Oh, sanitation movement, 18th century. When was the Civil War again? It was 19th century.
It is before 1987.
You guys want to know what he just said? I was like, when was the Civil War? And he goes, it was before 1987.
What?
World War I was during 1914, and it was way before that. And he goes, that's funny.
It's a correct statement. I stand by my opinion.
Oh my gosh.
Like Christmas wrap. One had a shirt that had like giant fish on it. So
Let's go.
yes, it's no, they all look like fishermen. They have long white beards.
Oh, are you talking about the people that?
Yeah, like the people in there.
Okay,
I don't know
so,
why they have crappy people there.
okay, so this is called Sanitation Movement 19th Century. It's a reference article.
Sanitation.
Pretty, maybe it's just an article. I thought it was from a textbook, but it's probably an article. And it mentions how the American Civil War complicated sanitation reform, which is already happening. And yeah, it just goes into that. So yeah, these like history databases are really good. And I really should have used it before. So please use it, guys, because it's very helpful. And don't be afraid, this is important, no. Don't be afraid to look up multiple things on a database. Like if your topic is Henry Lax, don't be afraid to like not only type in Henry Lax, but also do a search on like whatever, if there were like the HeLa cells or whatever. HeLa. Like do multiple searches just like you would on Google to find different things. Because even if you find something in these databases, you may not be looking for a specific thing, but it's still good to do multiple searches so you can find all of the possible things. Say if you were doing a Google search and looking for something specific. Okay, now that that's done. Now we're done with ClassLink, which is good because I hate that. Okay. No, I'm kidding. ClassLink's okay. It's good to use, it's just like gives it PTSD. Okay. Primary sources. Seems you was told that asked for this and he's not here, so. Okay. Utilizing Library of Congress. Very important. If you don't have anything from the library, this is actually a very good note. If you don't have anything at all in your annotated bibliography, entry from the Library of Congress, NHD as an organization will look at your project and be like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like an unspoken rule that you need a few sources from the Library of Congress. It's like an unspoken rule. Like the winning topics have like at least like 5, not more. Like everyone uses Library of Congress. So if you want to win, I don't really care how much you have for exist, but if you want to be competitive, that's something. So, like Sam, let's get like first place instead of second.
I was just looking at my old project now because I don't think we used anything from the Library of Congress at all.
Really?
We didn't either.
Yeah.
You didn't go to nationals.
We didn't
Curiosity, how many sources do you have?
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up my Oh, I don't know if I could really count how many sources there were, unless I pulled up Noodle Tools. But oh, that's not actually right.
There's still a lot of mango juice left. I guess we do have longer, but
We do not
still.
have anything from the Library of Congress.
Okay, well, Sam's fake.
I'm fake. It was actually a really bad documentary though. I'm not gonna
Okay,
lie.
yeah, that's a good point. Like with NHD, sometimes it's a coin flip. Like your project can be really trash and you can still win. Like that one exhibit we were looking at last year, the one with the light bulb.
I'm confident the only reason that we won anything was because it was virtual and we didn't have to do an interview.
Yeah. But I do highly suggest Library of Congress because when you watch any video from NHD, they always bring up Library of Congress. It's like their favorite thing. I'm pretty sure Library of Congress is one of their sponsors. So, just saying.
Remember me. Okay.
Okay, Library of Congress, let's go.
Hello, this is Lynn O'Hara from National History Day, and I'd like to spend a few minutes today to help give you some strategies for searching with the Library of Congress. So whether you're a teacher searching for materials for your class, or a student searching for materials for your National History Day project. The library's website is loc.gov, and this is kind of your landing page for amazing treasure troves of information. Now keep in mind that the library has digitized millions of sources, and probably has millions of sources to go. Most students start up here on the search bar in the upper right. Now, my suggestion, I think we've got to keep in mind one really key point. The Library of Congress search engine is not the same as searching on Google. The library catalogs their materials with the names that they have when they went to the library. And because of that, we've got to kind of search a little differently than we would in a typical search engine. It's going to involve using sometimes bigger, broader terms. It's going to involve using different keywords or search terms. And it's going to involve doing some advanced searching to narrow down what it is we want to do. So I'm going to start up at the top. And let's say I'm researching the Great Depression. And there's an awful lot there. I'm just going to start there. If I search Great Depression in everything, I'm going to end up with something over 80,000 sources. Well, that's an awful lot. What I'm probably going to need to do is narrow that down. A couple things that I want to do. I want to make sure this bar that pops up on the left is going to be your friend. I want to make sure I'm clicking items that are available online, because unless I have physical access to the library, I'm not going to be able to get at them otherwise. And I'm going to have to narrow down. I could do some searching here and see, wow, 72,000 newspaper articles, 3,500 books, 1,500 periodicals. This is an awful lot, and I'm not really sure where to start. So one of the things that I think is really helpful about the library is the way that they're organized. If you take a look at this drop-down box, you can see the different divisions of the library. You could look specifically for audio recordings, for books, for legislation, manuscripts, maps, newspapers, periodicals. There's so many different things going on simultaneously that I think it's effective to choose what it is you're looking for. So let's say I'm looking at the Great Depression, but I really want something visual for my class. So I'm going to choose Photos, Prints, and Drawings, and hit that search button again. Alright, what have we got here? 307 available online. That's a little more promising than 80-some thousand. So some things that I might look at. I might take a look here and narrow down in terms of time frame of when things were created. I might be interested in locations. It looks like there's 22 images from the state of Iowa. Let's click on that and see what that does. Oh, this is kind of interesting. So what I can see is a series of Depression-era murals and art that's created specifically in the state of Iowa. That could be kind of interesting. That might be something I'm interested in. And then once I go into Iowa, if I notice, I could narrow down by county. I can narrow down by contributor. Carol Highsmith, that might be interesting. And different subjects that I might want to look at. And maybe I decided, okay, you know what, I'm done looking at Iowa. I want to go back. So you know what, I'm going to take out Iowa. I don't need Iowa here. And maybe I want to look and see what's available specifically as part of the Prints and Photographs division. Got some interesting things. I've got a political cartoon here. I have some photographs from the Farm Security Administration. I've got a sculpture. I've got a lot of different things. So one of the things you've got to be willing to do is kind of play around by looking at what you need. And then you might need to narrow down specific search terms to look for specific people, places, or time periods where things were created. Now, this does not take away from the primary source collections or the exhibitions, but this will often give you a deeper dive into different materials. Another place that I'm going to strongly encourage you to go is chroniclingamerica.loc.gov. So Chronicling America is this amazing newspaper database where they are working to digitize local newspapers from all over the country. Now, one thing that you're going to find, this is a database that's continually expanding, literally every day. There's a couple things that I think are really, really helpful here for students. One is their recommended topics list. So these are things that are commonly researched. I can sort it alphabetically by subject. And I'm going to see a lot of things that students might be interested in. And if I'm teaching a particular topic, let's say Carrie Chapman Catt and the women's suffrage movement, I've got all kinds of resources here that might be helpful, including search strategies and selected articles. Oh, this could be a great place to start my research on her. Now, the other thing I'm going to encourage you to take a look at Chronicling America is the way that you search. You can do a simple search, but in my experience, the advanced search is far superior. This allows you to select particular states, particular newspapers. You can put in specific dates. So if you know what happened you're studying something that happened in Chicago on a particular date, you can search the Chicago newspapers. You can also search to see how people maybe in New York or San Francisco or Miami, Florida responded and said what they had to say about what was going on in Chicago on a particular date. These are resources that I'm going to really encourage you to play with as a teacher and encourage you to have your students research. Keep in mind, it's not one-stop shop. You don't tend to hit pay dirt on the first search. You've got to try different search terms and different search names and narrow down accordingly. As a general rule, I would not necessarily send students first to loc.gov. They've got to know enough to know the names of the people.
Yes. It's a good rule of thumb, actually. I would suggest starting with secondary research, like secondary source research. And then once you get some of that and have a general understanding, go to primary source. And then once you do some primary source, just do like just whatever you need at that point. But definitely start with secondary.
You need to know the names of the events. They also need to know if the names changed. So, for example, World War I wasn't called World War I in 1917. It was called World War I later. So they're going to need to know to search World War I and search Great War. Those are the kinds of tips and tricks that I hope will get you started searching LOC as a teacher and encourage your students to do so for their National History Day projects.
Yeah, did you think the same thing? Like, they called it World War I later.
That's what I was like, what?
You're in World War I later right now. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
When you said it, it was weird.
This table can like collapse if you pull this slip.
Maybe don't collapse it right now.
It's literally just me and my crappy computer.
Yeah. And my microphone. I mean, that thing's already broken off, so maybe don't.
And it's hairy.
You know what? I have cats. I have really long hair. Not cats, plural. I have one cat. I have a dog, a husky, actually. So there's lots of hair in my house.
That's crazy. Your house should just be renamed the Hair House.
That was a bad joke. I feel bad for laughing. Okay, LOC, let's go. Okay. Henrita Lax. I bet you guys have already looked this up too.
Yeah.
On here.
I just did.
Fuck you. Legislation. Recognizing the life and legacy of Henrietta Lacks during Women's History Month. That could be interesting for current impact. We're not even this is your topic. Listen, if you're doing Adam. Okay. So basically, oh my god, I've been on this fucking thing so much. Okay. So I don't want the summary because I want the actual legislation. Cool. Okay, so this is the resolution. So basically, they were debating a resolution to be passed to recognize Henrietta Lacks during Women's History Month. And by the way, this is literally the first thing that comes up. But if you remember, you also need sources to recognize like current day impacts. So legislation like this would actually be really good for you guys if you do Henrietta Lacks to show how like she impacted feminism, I guess, even in the current time, how she's still recognized today. So that would be good. And obviously, as a debater to debater, we love resolutions.
No.
Real resolution, not NSD ones.
What do you mean resolution? Like Congress?
Yeah, Congress
I hate those.
resolutions. I hate when people go up and they're like, "Isn't this a resolution, not a bill?"
That's why they
Every
shouldn't
two
have
seconds.
it.
Every 2
That's why they
seconds.
shouldn't have it.
Every 2 seconds. Isn't this a resolution? I thought we were debating a resolution. Not a
Turkey is beneficial.
I hate turkey so much.
Oh my god, I know you didn't watch the video, but like, I told them, I'm like, I was like, one of the topics we could do is how Turkey is not Canadian, because that's like a frontier in history, and they Filipino. And they're like, no. And I was like, well, if you want to, they're like, absolutely not. And I'm like, fine.
I mean,
I was
that's
just
worse, to
suggesting.
be honest.
That's even a bigger no than you invited grandmas.
I'm sorry. I didn't know he was like, well, I did know that people hated him. But at work, I felt that bad. I've never seen him in school.
He's awful.
Are we talking about Graham with like short hair?
Graham Scott.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That dude. You know him?
He's kind of a funny guy.
He's okay. Isaac would hate him.
Oh yeah, you probably would.
Because he makes like,
Oh.
Which one is it? 'Cause I have 2 grams in them and I hate
He's
both.
worse than me.
you're not even that bad.
I know, but that's a true statement. He is
I
worse
mean,
than
it
me.
is.
It is true.
But it's not really suggestive of anything, but okay.
Did you know that Cleopatra died before World War II?
I can't believe that second. I really can't. He goes, he jumps to world history, just have a basic idea of like the order things happen. It's were like centuries apart. Well, I got it down. Like you have an essay question about like transcontinental railroad, and he's like, well, I don't know, but Cleopatra died before World War II. Oh my god, please be a history teacher, that'd be fucking hilarious.
No.
Okay. What the fuck?
Go over being Scottish.
Is there, okay. Sam as awkwardly as Nate does. Every time Nate stands up, you know what I'm talking about? How awkward he is when he walks?
No, remember when he was reading Queen Kennedy's like exhibit? He was like walking like Why was he walking like that?
Oh, I remember that. He has to get that squatted. He has to get those quads so that he can carry it. Remember that one time when we were at the downtown library and I was like, Nate, you should stay because I don't want to get kidnapped. And he was like, well, I was waiting for my ride and he was like, yeah, I know you need a boot store. Nate, this little scrawny dude in the orange shirt.
No, I have seen too many pictures. I have seen too many pictures of Nate shirtless. I don't want to see that.
It's because of Andrew.
I know. It's like every single picture that is sent to the NHD group chat is always a picture of me shirtless.
With Andrew, and then it's like, got another one, guys.
It's all in his story, too.
For real.
No, because Andrew has so many pictures of Nate shirtless, and Nate has so many pictures of Andrew shirtless. There's no way that they're both straight. No
I
way.
can see Andrew being straight, but not Nate.
Yeah.
My mom does not think it's heterosexual.
No, even Kennedy's parents think that Nate is not a straight boy.
Because my mom heard about it and she just thought it was weird.
Bro, the whole time that I was dating Linus, my aunt, and this is related, my aunt was like, that boy's gay. And then he didn't kiss me until I was 10 months, and I was like, you might be right. Yeah. We don't know yet. We're still waiting for that. He only hangs out with gay people now, though, so.
As someone who's hung out with Linus, I guess that means I'm gay.
Well, no, like, I mean, he primarily hangs out with, like, Zach and Ryan.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But also other people.
Well, yeah, most of them. Like, those are the only ones that he posts. Which, like, I don't blame him. I love Ryan and Zach. But if I was a guy only hanging out with them, that might be suggestive. Maybe that's a stereotype. But,
Okay.
I don't know.
Mighty productive meeting. We're happy here, guys.
It's okay.
It's almost 3 more.
It's fine. Guys, calm down. Watch me. We'll have fun. God. Okay. There's not even anything about Henrietta Lacks. That's a primary source.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do your topic. You have
The only
My topic?
sources
Yeah.
we can find our images. Yeah. Because the doctors covered her up.
Easy. Oh, I guess I should probably look up the year. God, what year was it? It was World War II, so.
So, after Cleopatra died.
Oh, there's only 3. Well, I guess I did only look up the women's baseball. Let's just do that. There we go. Oh yeah, there's a lot. Okay. American Professional Baseball League. $1943 is what I'm looking for. Easy. Already found one. Here's a picture. Ooh, that's actually a cool picture, not gonna lie. There's so many. It would take me forever to go through all of this. Ooh, newspaper. For sure. Ooh, this is exciting. Can I like do like a specific date? Can you do that? Sorry guys. And mine was during like television era, so definitely fine. Especially for documentary, really good. Okay. Oh, let's do Chronicling America quick. Fuck, I spelled that so wrong. Okay, Chronicling America. What's your third topic? If you don't even know, you probably shouldn't do it because you don't even know what it is.
I know what it is. I just keep forgetting the name. It's the hospital. Really.
Is there one you're leaning to yet? Like a topic you're leaning to yet?
We're not anymore. No. Mine personally
I wonder if Santiago's still he might. Because you know, did I tell you what I told Vaughn to do?
No.
I told Vaughn to do like how anime influenced Japanese nationalism during World War II. And he's not doing PhD, so I gave that idea to Santiago.
I want to see if that would be like that.
I think it'd be interesting. And I don't think, like, I asked
Bond's
this.
not doing DECA, or I mean PhD.
Yeah. He literally told me, he's like, I didn't know I joined DECA when I did that. I was like, what did you think you were
I was
doing?
literally there.
No, literally.
And the teacher showed me like the Google form and it literally said Bond's.
I know, I was like, just for fun. Anyways, but yeah, what were we talking about?
You were talking about their topic.
Oh yeah, okay, so. Oh yeah, you're leaving grid, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just watch the rest of the video. We're trying to almost done. Okay, so do research, it's your homework with Awesome. Alright. Wait, where is Andrew? Is he still looking? I forgot about him. Someone call him right now.
Library. I don't know if he ever went to the
Just
right.
completely forgot about that. I'll introduce you.
No, that's so funny. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, he walks out. I turned to them. I go, you know, he kind of reminds me of Andrew. And I'm like, wait, guys, where's Andrew? You're like, guys, we called him like a half an hour ago. Where is he? Did he just go home?
I went to the wrong library.
We were laughing, and as soon as we started stopping laughing, he opens the door. Here, I'll let you. And there's you. Oh my god, that was so fucking funny. Okay. So, yeah, I gave that idea to Sanjeev, and I think it would be cool because I asked with Hurst, I was like, you know, has anyone done an anime project? She's like, I don't think so. And I'm like, anime is actually like, as funny as it may be, has had a huge impact on society throughout history. So it wouldn't be a bad topic. Sounds interesting. I'm hoping Sanjeev actually does it. I don't know if it's a winning topic since most of the judges are boomers, so that's my only issue.
Oh.
But it might be. Yeah, Japanese nationalism, like that tie to it, will make older people more interested in it. So, yeah. Okay. So Sally, right? Probably? Mostly? I know you're bored, Sam. You don't have to keep sighing.
I'm not.
He keeps going. Every time I like talk to them, he goes, the mechanic.
My bad. My bad.
What?
What do you have against
I know, for real.
I don't have anything against you. I'm just sighing randomly.
Every time I address you guys, he goes, I'm gonna grab his phone.
Okay, I do know that you guys are going to get into another conversation about what their topic is going to be because every time you address them, it's always. So have you guys decided on a topic yet in the last
Sorry.
15 minutes?
I'm sorry. I'm just seeing if they're leaning to something so I don't have to look up for them.
Yep, they are leaning.
Good thing I asked then, right, Sam?
Yeah.
We should do Queen.
Yes,
Let's
queen.
do Queen.
Fuck you.
My mom thought I should do the Queen concert, Live Aid. You know, like that. She I didn't
That's
want
actually
to.
the
We're doing that. Let's
I'm fine with that.
Wait, okay, explain to me right now from the top of your head if the judge asks you how it relates to the theme. Just pretend the judge asked you that and go with it.
Because it's Freddie Mercury.
That's no.
He's
Better.
inspiring me to become an actor. Oh yeah.
No, please. Okay, Kennedy, do this for real. I don't think Parker's gonna help you much.
Oh, listen, I'll figure it out as I do my research.
This was her idea.
I
The
already.
thing what my mom said was that it was a frontier because it was
Wait,
one of the
wait, wait,
first.
wait, wait.
Oh,
I'll give him a
I'll go have a minute.
I have ideas in my head. I just need to find a way to work them.
Okay, what I was thinking, and then I'll let Sam go, is it's a frontier in history because it's the first big demonstration that, like, I guess, like, show gay people in a humanized sense. We actually sympathized for gay people, which is a step in humanizing them, making them accepted in society. What did your mom say?
My mom said that it was like one of the first like widespread, like worldwide, like television broadcasts,
It's also true.
and like there were like a lot of people watching, and it was kind of like the first big use of TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's multiple ways.
I think we found it.
You want to do it? I think that's a good topic. It's way less boring than it sounds right now.
Did you guys? Wait,
Live Aid concert. I'm on Chronicling America right now, by the way. The Catholic Times? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think I'm here.
What year was that? It was in the 80s, right?
Do you guys know what project category you're doing?
85. Okay.
Oh, that was.
This is great. My red history.
No.
You read the first next. I'll read the next person.
Oh. Well, apparently your topic isn't old enough for Chronicling America.
Darn it! That means mine isn't old enough either.
Because apparently Chronicling America. Oh. What? Chronicling America only goes up to 1963.
Lame.
Let me try the U.S. newspaper directory.
Newspapers.com goes like later.
Okay, what you can do, however. Okay, note this. I haven't tested this, but I'm assuming. So if you search in Chronicling America, you can only go up to 1963. However, right above the search thing on the right is the U.S. newspaper directory, where you can go to present. But the search is a little more broad. Like you can only go by every decade, but it's fine. I'll just do 1970 or 1980 to 1990. And we'll see what we can find. Oh, I did the wrong thing. No results. Whatever. I'm sure you can find newspapers somewhere about it. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of newspapers about it. But, and it's recent enough where you probably, if you go to a big enough library, you probably actually find it there. Just they usually keep these feelings back. So, where was Live Aid?
There was like two locations. One was in the UK and one was in somewhere East Coast.
Philadelphia. Yeah, if you guys wanted to do a little road trip, and this is something I encourage for everyone, is to do road trips if you can. Like I said, we'll talk to discuss about how to cite items or whatever. But taking field trips to just understand it better is a good idea. Like if you guys want to go to Philadelphia, where it was held, probably can't really send an item. They're probably owned items unless there's a museum there for it, which there might be actually. But also, if you go to like libraries in the area of like where the event was held, you're more likely to find newspapers and stuff that were related to that event. Like if I was still doing, or no, let's do my current topic. Like if I'm doing the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, the museum for that's in New York. So if I was to go to the museum in New York, I'd probably also go to libraries in New York because they're more likely to have resources related to that topic than in South Dakota. That just makes sense. So it's a good point. If you can travel to where it's held or like related areas, do it. Not a bad idea. Obviously, it wouldn't just be a day trip because Philadelphia's far as hell, but versus like if you're doing something about Omaha. I don't know what the fuck you do about Omaha, but yeah. The history of the Omaha too. Frontiers and history. Okay.
Putting the tears in frontiers.
On animals. Putting the tears in animals. The tears are like from the animals because they're in zoos.
Exactly.
I work at a zoo. I'm not being good representation right now. You guys should totally go to the zoo. It's totally safe. We're not failing our health inspection right now. What? Yeah, we had a like heart attack drill last week and we failed.
You mean like
It's not my fault. They don't fucking train us.
someone pretended to have a heart attack or an animal had a heart attack?
A person. So like these people came in and they're like, "You're gonna do a heart attack drill," and they called it on the radio, and we failed it.
No, what should happen is someone just random comes in and just pretends to have a heart attack.
That would have been more effective. But yeah, and then Monday and Tuesday, I'll be gone in Washington D.C., which is nice. But they're gonna go around to every location in the zoo with conferences and have drills with like professionals, like judging us. And if we fail, it could be bad. And we failed the test. So how will the trial test?
Yeah, that's what
I'm not sure. It's just bad.
The zoo gets shut down.
Yeah, the animals die. It's the animals' fault. No, but really, like, zoos are horrible. Guys, I work at a zoo and they're horrible. They're bad. They could, like, they should be replaced with conservation facilities and fun. Anyways, I need to go live with my friend, so I'm gonna have you guys enjoy some music again. Sorry, guys. I'm having my first.
You need to go. till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. There's a love you have to bear that you can't carry. Right up the road, I'll share your load if you just lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Lean on me. For say it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Lean on me. For say it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. We be jamming, 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 we be jamming. Just call me when you need a friend. Oh, baby, now. When you need a friend. Oh, baby, now. When you need a friend. Oh, baby, now. When you need a friend. Early in the morning now.
She's coming to the UNHD meeting.
Yes, I don't have any other time.
Oh.
Since we have like, yeah. Anyways.
I remember when we broke.
Okay. And yeah, it's a petition to raise the age 1 year for softball because they've been talking about it, so no one's to play another year. So, yeah. Okay. No, stop. Don't do it. Okay. Was that? Okay, yeah. Finding primary sources. Now, this is going to be very helpful to some of you. So now, Nate and some others sent an NHT last year talking about how like their biggest challenge for doing the project was finding primary sources, which is true. It is very hard to do, especially if you're doing a project like Henry Deluxe.
We changed our topic.
I know, I'm just saying it really. It's like there's certain topics that just aren't compatible with NHD because primary sources are like pretty important when it comes to NHD. Even more so depending on like what kind of thing you do, like documentary. Like if you do a documentary. But
Nah, you can just do maps and animations.
and you square John Brown across. That still makes me crack up. I still can't believe he made it to stay with that. Okay. So basically, I did a lot of research and found really good databases that you can use for primary source stuff. More than likely, you're not going to know all of them, so I suggest writing them down. Some of them are better than others, so I'm going to go through all of them. I'm not going to like give examples of all of them, but I'll go on some of them. Library of Congress and Chronicling America we already talked about. Remember, Chronicling America is only for newspapers. And it kind of sucks because it only goes up to 1963. It's just dumb. The Digital Public Library of America. See, when I like was doing this research, I was going on multiple websites about like where you can find primary sources, and this was only listed on one of them. But let me tell you, when I went on there and I looked up John Brown, which art store. That one's decent. I mean, I didn't have any problems with it. It's kind of similar to the one before it. Google Books already talked about. Google Scholar is kind of used for the same purposes as, so maybe like not primary sources. You can find some primary sources that I tried and I did get some. But it's mostly for like purposes, same purposes as EBSCO and ProQuest. Just like finding academic stuff. Okay, state historical societies. Let me tell you, some of them are really bad. So basically, okay, I'll just read what I have first. Some resources are only available in person. So try the South Dakota Historical Society first. It's online. Because if you really want to like look at something and it's only available at the building itself, I don't know where it's at. It's probably variables. It's in the state. However, our historical society is one of the 48 that suck. The only two historical societies that are actually like really good are the Wisconsin one and the Minnesota one. Those two are actually good. The other ones suck. They have like not that much. Because the other states don't care. And that reflects, the funny thing is that reflects in NHD too. Because Wisconsin and Minnesota are like huge NHD states, so it makes sense. It's very funny. Yeah.
Wow, that is hilarious.
It is. I'm laughing very hard right now. Okay, the National Archive is another good one. They talked about that in the video. Kind of depends on the topic. They don't have like a wide range of topics, but if they happen to like, focus on your topic, they have a lot, if that makes sense. So, JSTOR is not that good, but it's worth a try. And then the Gilder Lehrman Institute of American History sucks ass, let me tell you. It was literally listed on every primary source website. It's still worth a look, but when I tried it, it kind of sucked. Definitely still worth a look. If you're looking for primary sources, I would just look at all of these websites, honestly. So, yeah. And I'll give you guys a few more moments, but if you didn't get everything down, just go back on the video. For sure, because this is really important. Primary sources are good with any project that you do. Like if you show up with like 2 primary sources, they're like, what are you doing? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go check for my friend again. And I'm sorry, I really need her in here. Okay, go ahead.
The first time saying this is it, I've had enough. Cause like we hadn't seen each other in a month. When you said you needed space, what? Then you come around again and say, baby, I miss you and I swear I'm gonna change. Trust me, remember how that lasted for a day? I say I hate you, we break up, you call me, I love you. We called it off again last night, but this time I'm telling you, we are never ever ever
don't know why I made that sound. Okay, last video, guys. I swear to God.
Last what?
Last video.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah, this is actually like the last, seriously.
You kind of look like George Washington, not gonna lie, but I think it's a thought that counts, okay? Thank you.
Okay, we're starting now. Tracking primary sources. Oh, this is like kind of boring.
One of the most common questions we get
This is 7 minutes exactly. Okay, so the important precedents to know with this is it's gonna seem like you don't need to know this. Basically, what this video talks about is like how to, if there's a primary source and a secondary source, how to get to just the primary source. So like, if somebody used Library of Congress for an image, it shows you how to get back to the Library of Congress and get
Google
that
image
image.
search.
Exactly. That's one of the things
Oh.
you can do.
I see.
Yeah. That's one of the things you can do, and we'll talk about that. But it's important because a lot of people, specifically me, I'm so sorry, I'm calling him out today, but Nate just like went up Weebly and just like cited Weebly's image.
I know.
And it made me really uncomfortable.
He didn't even put the author or anything. He just put
No,
Weebly. Like that's not the author of the
I
image.
still can't get over the fact that he used a modern day video, put it in black and white.
I know.
For his credits, you see the parking
But basically, for most of his primary sources, especially his images, he like would take the website instead of like looking for the image in its original self. And we're not trying to make fun of him. I'm just saying.
Weebly is
We
a
are.
hosting service,
We are.
not in
It's
audio.
Nate.
If you're trying to be competitive, you want to find it in its original state, which means finding it on Library of Congress or wherever it was published.
Cite the original one, download the highest resolution one. You don't have to download the one you cite.
That is amazing advice.
It is.
Like it.
Have more somewhat legal tips.
He goes. So ego.
Wait, okay, I have a question. Do you think is it legal to use an interview from YouTube in your documentary?
Yeah.
Like somebody else being interviewed?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I was
Because
I mean,
there's
you
a-
decide it as your own interview, but yeah, you
Well, yeah, because there's a clause in the rule book that says, or like a rule under the documentary one that says only you and the subjects of your interviews can appear in your documentary. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. So,
well, then I guess I don't know for sure.
I don't know. I mean, I've used it both years I've done it before this, and they've never said anything. So,
Yeah.
probably legal.
That's what I'm saying. I don't imagine. Well, because literally in a video, I think it was by NHG as an organization, they said if you can't do an interview because of how old your topic is, try and look at like Library of Congress for older interviews.
Yeah.
So if you can use it in like its text form,
I mean,
obviously
yeah.
you could in its videos.
And it's like one thing to like use it to research, but then putting it in your documentary, though, I think
It's
is
so fine. Cause like if you're using something in research, you're still like regurgitating that information in your documentary. So
Yeah.
it's essentially the same thing.
right.
I would think.
And like, I mean, when it comes to like old news interviews, I mean, those aren't yours, but you feel like that'd be okay. Like
Yeah.
news interviews from the time when it happened,
Yeah.
of like people's reactions and stuff.
Well, that's probably something I'm part of. I guess I don't know for sure.
Well, I don't want to ask because she might say no.
Well, you just do it anyway. I mean, it's
Well,
it's
yeah,
something you
I mean,
want to
that's
know.
true. Yeah.
But like, she's not gonna yell at you.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Well, and the important thing to consider with NHC as well, you're literally on tap room right now.
I'm not.
We're not tap room. You're on NSD.
No, I'm not.
That is. That's
It's not.
NSD.
Where does it say NSD on here?
The symbol.
That isn't a victory praise.
Oh,
so
oh my
dumb.
God! I'm sorry. I knew I recognized it from debate. Yes. Anyways, still a debate thing. Like whatever. Still.
Because
But-
I already know all of this.
The important thing to know with NHG is there may be all these rules and unspoken things like don't reenact acts in your documentary because it's not a performance. However, those things win sometimes. So really do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. There is this one documentary, apparently, I know some of you guys already heard this, where this person was doing a documentary, reenacted it, and won. Like reenacted the scene like it was a performance, and won. So then like there's things that'll make you more likely to win, but at the end of the day, weird things can happen, and you can still win. And your state's gonna know that. Just like the quals bracket, I think was weird. Remember how fucked I thought that was? Anyways, that's like whatever.
Wait, what are you?
Stop.
What are you talking about?
Like
Keep referencing
debate.
that. Oh, debate.
Quals.
Oh, I see.
Quals was fucked. The rad was that one team that had 4 rounds of debate made
Really
it to
broke at
Nats.
Nats.
Yeah.
They broke at Nats.
They broke.
Yeah, they broke at
Oh
Nats.
my god, no, because
They
literally
literally
they had 4
broke.
rounds.
They literally broke, and Tuba or Ali Bravo didn't, and Stanek and Dowden didn't break, but they did.
Oh my god, let me tell you that is what I'm referencing. So basically, at debate quals last year, there was like 4 preliminary rounds
It was in this
before
room.
breaking. Like, what?
You said it was in this. Something happened in this room.
Well, this is
Oh,
where
this
we
is where we
prepare, but
study.
that's
Oh,
like irrelevant.
okay.
But there's like 4 preliminary rounds to determine if you broke or not. And these 4 or these like this group, like this team, they had those 4 rounds, and I think they won one round.
No, they won like 3 of them. But
Okay,
against
they
the
win
easy
3-1.
teams. And you lost against them.
Oh yeah, they went 3-1, so they broke barely. And so we had this team on Roosevelt that were really good, and they had 10 rounds, the max amount of rounds you could have. They had no breaks. 10 rounds, right? And they made it, I think, to like one of the last rounds, but then they ended up losing the last round, so then they didn't get to go to Nats. Meanwhile, this team that went 3-1, which isn't even that good of a record, honestly, preliminary rounds had no rounds after that. None. So they, based on their preliminary rounds, just made it to nationals.
At least it broke, I guess.
Yeah, but like 10 rounds versus 4 isn't really like telling.
That just made me more confused. I'm gonna be honest.
Wait, how did nationals go for this year?
None of our people broke at all. Other teams or like other teams in the state did well. Some of them, like I know, Jack's friend Sam got top 20 in the nation for LE, which was really good.
What long?
Vaughn
What did you do?
didn't
He didn't break.
How long Congress?
He didn't try. He did, like, I'm pretty sure Vaughn literally started writing bills once he got on the car ride to Kentucky. That's when he started.
But I mean, it's fine. He just does it for fun.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no we're
Vaughn
still
was
mad
really-
about how he messed up my chance. Wait, where's it? He doesn't know the difference between me and Gabby's typing styles. Like I feel like Gabby should have known it was Gabby, but like I don't give up.
But to be honest, the Wi-Fi there was so bad.
Like he should know, cause he should. It literally doesn't matter. Cause I was like, all right, you guys just go. It doesn't matter. But he should know that I don't give up. Like obviously that
I
was
could
good.
tell that you were kind of upset, so I'm like, maybe I should back off since you guys are the only people against it.
Yeah, like I'm not mad at you. Like it was him messing up, and I was like, I don't give up. Like you saw me in PF. Like you were the one that's always like, we're gonna lose, we're gonna lose. I never said that. I don't give up. I'm gonna choked over it now.
Exactly.
I don't give up. Why did you think? Why? Sorry, we're gonna look for a friend. Bro, I was so mad. Now I'm getting emotional. I don't think I'm
Debate.
What does it mean to break?
To make it to like elimination rounds.
not here. Where is she? Her dance ended at 3. It was like kids now we're in quick watch games.
It's when it's actually break because no one understands what breaking is, and that's not.
Oh, breaking just means like you get to the elimination rounds.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's exactly what he said, actually.
I didn't even know
I mean, it's so cool.
You broke. What? I
I
did?
forgot about that.
No,
I didn't
remember,
even
the first
notice.
tournament
I
I
was
ever
like,
went to,
wait,
I was
why
like,
are we still
everybody
doing
kept mentioning like,
Yeah, I'm like,
oh, I hope I break, I
lost.
hope
Like,
I
why are we
break.
in this room?
Yeah,
I was like,
you know,
I was like, what is like breaking? Said anything. Nobody would literally tell me.
She's like, you're broke.
I'd ask
I'm
me
like,
what it made
No,
sense.
and
I was
then,
like, okay,
and then
whatever.
they freaked us out about the last round. They're like, yeah, they have a really good pace. Good.
They were bad.
They
They
were
were
bad.
terrible. They were the worst.
They were really nice.
Yeah, they were, no,
like, well,
Wait, what?
actually, I
Don't
gave
tell
them
me, I
the
don't know what you're talking
information.
about.
I'm like, no.
Or Julia Vargas Jefferson, who I don't remember if they were like they were kind of bad.
No.
But
I think it was my friend.
Everyone knows that.
oh yeah, because people in the
It's always
bathroom
been fun.
were telling them, oh my god, you're going against like one of our best teams, and then they got freaked out. I remember
Wait,
that.
who? Like from Jefferson? Or were you saying?
Well,
Or
someone from our team, I don't remember who.
so it must have been a girl, like it was two girls.
Well, yeah, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Abby actually. I'm not sure, but yeah, basically freaked them out.
I want to go against her, like with my friend. I want to go against her.
The other team called us ham sandwiches.
Look at this shit going on right now, like in like SDSU, like this debate camp. I don't know.
Who would go to big camp at SDC?
A lot of people.
And
I think.
like there's
That's not my crazy smile.
Didn't Johnny go there?
He went to Texas, I think.
Yeah, like why don't you? SDSU is really into baseball.
there was a campaign on beating up.
Wait, let's get back on topic. I want to
Like
finish.
stop
this
this meeting.
No, I want to finish this video.
Here at National History Day is this. If a student finds a primary source that's embedded in a secondary source, should it be listed as primary or secondary in the annotated bibliography? Now, like most questions that have to do with rules, we encourage
Oh my god, pausing. Wait, at Girls' State, I was a senator, and
Ew.
this is such a funny story. I was a senator, right? Let me tell you, everyone at Girls' State was fucking stupid as hell. Like ACT score, like 9. And, and they're, like, all dumb. And, so, basically, I became senator, and I think, I don't know, there's probably like 20 of us. And I was sitting in the chamber, and we were starting, and they were explaining how stuff works. And they were explaining, like, they explained motion to previous question, and everyone was, like, asking about it, like, 3 times, so they explained motion to previous question multiple times. And then we started the session 2 hours later, like, after lunch. And then I was, like, we went through one bill after, like, I don't know, like, we debated it for literally, like, 2 minutes. And I was, like, no one was talking, so I raised my hand, and I was, like, motion to previous question. And everyone was like, what does that mean? And then they explained, and I heard everyone whisper, she's so smart. I had to really contain myself from laughing. It was so hard not to laugh. That was like so funny. Everyone there was so dumb. I hated Girls' State so much.
Is it like a competitive thing?
Yeah, what is it?
Kind of. It's like a political role play. So you have elections. The person that's elected governor has a bunch of responsibilities. Like they have to run Girls' State next year. Nia Paul, if you guys know who Nia Paul is from, I think she's from Lincoln. I think she's from Lincoln. She got governor. Which I was actually surprised about because a lot of people there are racist. She's black, if you don't know. So I was kind of surprised she was governor, but I'm glad. Also, the governor from the year, the governor of Girls' State. The year
Didn't
before.
Chrissy go there? Chrissy, no.
Yeah, I got to talk to her.
Christy.
Oh.
What'd you talk to Christy about?
I asked her, she was like, I literally remember like word for word. I was like, on your website, you say one of your goals is to keep the government open and honest. What steps have you taken to make sure that this is true? And it was like a fuck you question because I know that she was not open and true and honest. And she was like, oh, and then she didn't answer the question. Say never do. Like she
Wait, was
answered
it like a
it.
panel? Or was it like one-on-one?
Well, okay, there was a panel, but then like people after that just go ask a question. Yeah, I also asked Dusty a question, I asked Fiona a question, and I asked Rounds a question. Rounds, horrible speaker, let me tell you. Rounds is not worth it to me. Like he doesn't do anything for the state, he's a horrible speaker, he doesn't answer your question, I mean none of them really do. Zuna's actually really good at answering questions. And he's still kind of, I mean, it's okay. My favorite's Dusty, but they all suck.
I love Dusty's classes.
Yeah.
Isn't this one's Boy State? Because Reed's doing it.
You're. Oh, I thought you were still here. I like turned to talk. Yeah, Boys State was actually really bad this year. If you talk to Michael about it, Michael Grismer, you'll know. It was bad. It was really bad. Like the amount of like anti-LGBTQ resolutions that went through Senate and House, and like how like just bad the governor is, and how they literally like Girls' State you had no free time. Boys' State they had lunch.
Oh, yeah.
They or anti-LGBTQ. And yeah.
LGBT, not LGBT.
Whatever. Close enough.
I had to research how to say it because we had a bill and you guys wanted me to research the bill. So I spent an hour learning how to say the whole thing out loud.
I said it right. I said LGBTQ. That's how you say it.
What?
No.
What? It's LGBT, not
Yeah.
Wait,
TV.
what do you say?
Oh, it's not T. Oh yeah, because what the fuck would T be? Okay.
Well, it's the same letters, you just switch them
Oh
around.
wait, what is T?
Trans.
Oh, T. Well, you guys know what I meant. It doesn't really matter what order it's in, does it? As long as it's
Doesn't,
ranking
but it
there.
does.
Kind of does.
It doesn't. You're like ranking there poor kids. That's discrimination.
No, it does have to start.
Are you saying lesbians are more important than trans? I don't know. This doesn't sit right with me. I'm offended. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna finish the video now. I'm gonna start looking out. It's not here.
All of our students to go check out the NHD contest rulebook. You can get it at nhd.org/rulebook, and you want to double check that you have the one that has the teal border. That's the one that was updated in 2020, which goes into effect for the 2021 contest season and will be in effect moving forward. Now, when I read my NHD contest rulebook, I can see in the NHD rulebook on page 11 the distinction. If a student finds a primary source inside of a secondary source, that's okay. But the key is that it's important that they cite that source as a secondary source, that they cite the book that it came out of. Now, in that student's annotation, it's totally okay to explain that in this book they found a letter, they found a photograph, they found other potential primary sources. However, we're going to encourage students to trace these back to find the full primary source. So the full text of the letter or the speech, the original photograph or lithograph or painting. And why do we do this? We want to make sure that students see the whole picture. So not just an excerpt of a presidential speech, but the entire speech. Not just part of a painting, but the entire painting. Now, to do that involves a little bit of detective work. So let's talk about some strategies to help you do that. First off, we're going to start with a primary source that we found in a secondary source. So I'm going to assume that for my History Day project, I'm looking at the history of the temperance movement. And I'm reading my textbook, and I find this really interesting image. And I think, ooh, this is an interesting primary source. I could do some good analysis on this one. But I know it's in a textbook, and I know that textbooks are secondary sources. So what am I going to do here? First thing, I'm going to go ahead and take a note of a couple key things. I know this is in this book on page 350. I noticed the woman in the red dress. That caught my eye. Hold on, we'll come back to that. And the caption tells me that this image was produced by Kellogg and Comstock in the time period 1848 to 1850. Okay, so what do I do with that? The first thing I want to try is to check the image credits in the book. So I go to the back and I flip through and I find that the image on page 350 was a gift of Mrs. Samuel St. John Morgan at the Connecticut Historical Society. Well, that's great if I live in Connecticut, but what if I live in Alaska or Arizona or Texas or China? This isn't going to be really helpful for me, right? So we've got to try some other ways to see if we can get to that original primary source or see if it exists anywhere else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a reverse image search. Since this image is in a book, I'm going to simply take a picture of it. I can use my cell phone or the camera on my computer. And I'm going to go to Google Images. And notice that little camera button on the right-hand side. I'm going to click that. And it's going to give me the option. Here I can either paste the URL of where I found the image if I found it online. Or, since I've got a copy of the image, I'm going to click the Upload tab and upload it from my computer. Then I click Search by Image, and let's see what comes back. When I did this, I actually found not only are there lots of images for these banners, but the first hit comes up from the American History Museum at the Smithsonian Institution. That National Museum of American History, I know that's a good place to go. So let's click on that and see what they have. Ooh, look, we've got a temperance banner. We've got a woman in a red dress. We can see that this was published by Kellogg's and Comstock around 1850, and it's part of the Museum of American History. We've got more metadata on it, and I can download it, and now I've got a primary source. But I'm kind of interested because I know that there's other sources as well. And I know that from doing my research with my secondary source, a lot of the historians and authors are talking about finding information on the temperance movement at the Library of Congress. Well, their website is loc.gov. So I'm going to do a smart search on Google. I'm going to use the keyword temperance banner, but then I'm going to limit it. I'm going to tell Google, hey, I only want responses from the website loc.gov. So I do that by saying site, S-I-T-E, loc.gov. So just looking for that. What happens when I do that? Ooh, when I do that, I've got a whole bunch of different temperance banner images. I've got different kinds of resources. I've got prints. I've got what look like physical banners. If I look down, the fourth hit is for Chronicling America. That's newspaper articles. Ooh, there's some really good sites here. And you know what? I'm going to dig through some of these, but I don't want to just limit it to what Google's going to tag for me. I actually want to go to the Library of Congress's website at loc.gov. In the upper right-hand corner, I have a search bar. So I'm going to use my keyword, and I'm going to limit to the division. I don't want.
We're done.
Yay. I'm so happy.
That's really smaller. Okay. Club updates. Okay. So basically, fuck off. Okay. Fundraisers. Remember, Pizza Ranch has been set up for Monday, October 24th. So not this Monday. That'd be scary. We get 10% of all sales, regardless if they're there for NHU or not. So they, for Pizza Ranch, you don't need to tell them you're there for NHU. Doesn't matter. We also get all the tips that are given to us. We're gonna set out cups that people can participate. And we get all sales, or not all sales, but we get that from 5 to 8 that day. I still need people to do shifts because we need at least 6 people, and as of right now, all we have are me and Sammy, which means no fundraiser. So please tell me if you can do that day. And if you don't know for sure, that's fine. But if you're free now, just do it. Because if we get like 10 people, then if a few people suddenly can't do it, it's not a big deal. Still have probably at least 6. So
How do we sign up for that? Under this.
just tell me.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Okay. Let me write that down.
I know, but maybe.
Okay. Then Gabby. Okay. You said maybe Abby. Okay. Anyone else?
Could be,
Okay.
I think.
When you said those shifts,
No. I mean, you should do shifts, but we don't have enough people for all. Whoever does it, it's gonna be 5 days.
oh,
Yeah. You know? I mean, there's always people left in you. Do you know? I'm gonna put you down for now. If you can't, just update me. Do you know?
I'll do it if Nate does it.
That's not how this club works. Sorry.
That's how Andrew works.
No. Can you just?
Yeah,
Sam's
okay,
gonna be there. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like you still have another dude there. Like I know you need a penis to feel like to feel comfortable. Like another penis with you, but okay, I'll put you down. I guess.
Alright. Make sure Nate is there also.
I'll try my best.
No, you will.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just talk?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
To
I
be
should.
there.
Mr.
I'll
Nate's
do it.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be real. Okay. So I have me.
Oh, yeah, I also
Okay.
need one also.
I'll do my best. Okay, so I'm gonna read off who I have down for the shift, which is everyone in this room, but it's not read off. So if your name is read off, and then you suddenly find out you can't do it, preferably don't find out the day of, but that would not be funny. But if you suddenly can't do it, tell me immediately. So make sure you have that date in your mind, have it written down. Monday, October 24th, you need to know what day it is. If you're not there and you list it down, I will be very mad at you. I will probably take some of your funds away. That's kind of gonna probably be the punishment for this club. I don't think I'm gonna have to punish any of you, but oh my god. Wait, let me finish. Nate.
Hey Nate.
Just like
are you doing the Pizza Ranch fundraiser? Is that what day is that, Nora?
Monday, October 24th.
Monday, October 24th.
Keep him on speaker. Okay, keep him on speaker while I talk. Okay, not Andrew. Nate, just listen. Just listen while I talk for the next few minutes. Okay, so if I read off your name as being at the fundraiser and you suddenly can't go, I need to know. If you are signed up for the day and you didn't let me know and you don't show up, I probably will punish you. The punishments for this club are probably going to be taken. I'm going to start over then. Can you hear me now?
I think so.
Oh my god. Okay, so Monday, October 24th. I'm going to read off everyone's names who are supposed to come that day from 5 to 8 for the fundraiser to clean tables. You need to let me know beforehand if you suddenly can't go. If you don't let me know beforehand and you're still written down and you don't show up, you will be punished. The punishment in this club, I don't expect I'll have to punish anyone. As of right now, fundraiser costs are going to be equally divided between people. If I punish you, I will be taking away some of your funds, which means you're going to have to find more money for yourself. So basically, since you said you can probably go, I have you written down. If you suddenly can't go, but you don't tell me and you don't show up that day, and I think you're going to be there, but you aren't, I'm going to take away some of your fundraiser funds. Because I'm splitting, so if we get $500 from Pizza Ranch, I'm splitting it evenly amongst everyone. But I will not split it evenly if you are punished, because I will take away some from your account and put it in everyone else's. So, that's the punishment for this club. I'm not going to punish you for stupid stuff like talking. I don't really care. It's like big stuff. If you like mess up the logistics of the club, then I will punish you. Like if you don't show up to a fundraiser.
Oh.
Like if you, like I don't care if you swear or talk a lot. Like I'm not gonna punish you for that. Like Nate talks a lot. If we'd have no money in his account. But you talk a lot. Anyways, okay, I'm done with Nate. You can hang up on her. Okay.
What is he doing?
Bye, Nate.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Just hang up.
Okay. About what?
Boyfriend vibes. He knows about what? About what, honey?
What?
We're not done yet. Hang on.
Well, I mean, I went to a different library. I kind of made a mistake. So I lost. So I lost like.
This I might punish you right now.
Nora said she's gonna punish me if I don't hang up, so I'm gonna go hang up. Nora said she's gonna.
Oh, from what? The video's coming out. Watch the video. Anyways, hang up, please.
Bye, Nan.
Hang up. Don't wait for a buyback or he won't. He's gonna say wait. Hang up. Hang up.
I wasn't even there.
Hang up. Nate, just watch the video.
Research.
So there's no main point, so it's basically useless.
Oh my God. There is. It's research, but you need to watch the video. It will help.
So what's
No.
the main point of the meeting?
Oh.
How to research. Okay, Nate.
I have a question.
Half of this stuff I put in this meeting is because of your research last year. Like how you no, seriously, like how you couldn't find primary how you couldn't find primary sources. This will help you find primary sources this year. If you want to be competitive, like you're talking about, watch the video. And you're making this video take longer, so okay.
Wait.
So basically, yeah, so this is who I have written down. If you don't show up, it's fine, it'll kind of be on my phone right now. So if you don't show up, but I list off your name and you don't tell me that you can't show up, you will be punished. So, Nora, be really awkward if I didn't show up. Sammy, Gabby, Abby, Sam, Isaac, Kennedy, Andrew, and Nate.
What were you?
I don't know. He's not here. I can't read his mind.
I can call him.
I can talk to him later.
He said he was gonna be there if there wasn't a cross country meet or a debate
Yeah.
tournament.
There's no
That's
debate
not-
tournaments on Monday, though.
What? We're talking about Reed. Reed doesn't do
Oh, I thought
debate.
you were talking
He
about
does
me.
cross country.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but you.
My bad. I'm not
Okay.
gonna get punished for that.
Remember to advertise. I don't care how you advertise. I just gave you a banner as an option. I personally hate a banner, but I had to make it myself, so of course it's not perfect. Post it. I'm posting it at least monthly, if not more. I'm gonna really annoy everyone I know. I'm gonna send it to all of my family members when it gets closer. Post it. Do whatever the hell you want. Just remember, and talk to people in person. Like I'll probably show our softball team. But the more, this is your motivation, the more money we make, the more likely everyone will be able to go to DC. Because remember, if we fundraise enough money, I'm taking everyone to DC. So you want to get as many people as you can.
Wait, what if we don't make it?
Then you still get to go to DC.
If
That's
we
why
fundraise
everyone's
enough,
going.
yeah.
What if everyone doesn't make it?
Then we all still go to DC. Like, I'm
And
serious.
watch the other people compete.
No, like even if nobody makes it, like if we fundraise enough money, I haven't made the budget list yet, but if we fundraise enough money for everyone, everyone will be going to DC that week if they want to, regardless if anyone is going to nationals or if everyone is. It doesn't matter. I will take everyone. So if nobody makes it, we'll just go on a road trip to DC. So you need to fundraise hard, fast. Oh my gosh, hard and fast.
Okay.
Ha.
Anyways,
Ha.
yeah.
Ha.
Yeah.
Ha.
So, how much have you guys been fundraising?
Zero.
Really, how much have you guys been promoting these times? I know you posted.
Oh, I told my mom.
I told my parents.
$1.
I told my parents
Hey.
about it. And they'll tell other people.
My mom
Put it on Facebook.
and my dad and my brother are all gonna come to Beach Ranch.
You know way more people than that. You have a lot of friends. Utilize that. Sanji better be telling all his clubs.
Oh.
Becca's not going to be covering it.
NHD basically is DECA. There's so many people in NHD that are going to be DECA.
Like who? Just Andrew, you, that's it.
I can convince Nate.
To join DECA?
I really could, and I bet you, I told Gabby last week to join DECA. Gabby would love DECA.
Wait, Gabby, what grade are you in? Going into?
Sophomore? Yeah.
Okay.
We are both in the same grade. Sophomore, right? Yes. Yeah, okay.
You can 100% convince Gabby to join DECA. I'm telling you right now. If you're still trying to convert.
Nobody knows what DECA is.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my gosh.
presentation.
I don't know what DECA is.
The presentation doesn't tell you anything about what DECA is. It just says DECA is a good thing to join.
Explain this?
No. We were busy. We're still busy.
Okay,
She
okay.
said you'd like DECA.
I
I'm
know.
like, cool. So then I wrote my notes DECA. And I wrote
In all
today my
caps,
notes
too.
DECA in fancy letters.
It's like nothing like the beat though, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Someone
but she would
talked
still
about
like it. Like
careers.
that's her personality.
Yeah.
It's like business.
Yeah, business.
Business kind of workplace, basically.
Yeah.
You would like it, I think.
So by business, do you mean like CEOs? So it's like
It
if you want to be
depends.
like,
There's a bunch of different
There's a
things you can
bunch
do.
of different like.
or is it like getting like
categories.
connected with like employers or what?
It's all of that stuff. It's literally like so many aspects of business.
Like,
Like you can choose what you do. Like what aspect you do. Like there's a lot of different categories. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's on the website.
Yeah, it's on the website. There's a bunch.
Yeah, and you can like look at the website too.
yeah, it's literally it's just like a video of a bunch of kids having fun at the national convention. It's just like you went to experience DECA. Come experience DECA.
Nationals was fun.
You know what's funny though? I'm thinking about stealing Decca's idea during a barbecue.
No,
Would that even-
no.
Why?
Barbecue?
Stealing our ideas.
You can still mine.
Wait, do you know how many people are in DECA?
I have
How many people are
Probably
in
more than
NHD?
last year.
Can I see anyone?
Definitely more than last year. I can tell you that.
How many? 17 in this NHD club.
How many people are in NHD?
I think if we have, do we have Avery?
19
Do we have Avery?
people
Kind of.
plus.
Yeah.
There's like
Avery didn't add
there's
me
like
messages. You never check your messages.
Nora's going crazy.
I don't even know you that well, bro. I've never met you. And I know you don't check your messages. You haven't added me back on Snap.
We're trying to get you
He goes, oh yeah.
No.
Okay, join the friend right now.
Okay, I sent you the remind code.
And I friended you on Snap.
Also add Nora back.
Nora is desperate.
I'm so
She wants
sorry.
you back.
She scares me. And being held hostage.
Why isn't my friend here yet? Give me my phone. Trade.
Anyways, yeah. Bye. Oh shoot, how do I?
Do you know how to?
Okay. Bye. At this point, I'm just gonna FaceTime Avery every time I want to see him.
Okay, back on topic. Anyway, so remember, fundraising is important. Like I know last year fundraising wasn't a big deal for us. It didn't matter really. Because nothing happened. Clearly, it was fucking virtual, but it's not gonna happen.
Wait,
this
do
year.
we know for sure it's in
hello,
person
Nate.
this year?
No. What?
Are you abusing my debate partner?
Okay, gotta keep that again. And okay. So, like, we don't know for sure. To answer your question, we don't know for sure. Last year,
What
it
was the
when I had
question again?
COVID.
Oh, whether it's
Yeah, it was when I had COVID. So like January it was made virtual, so we're not gonna know for a while. But like this year, I would say more than likely it's gonna be in person because I really don't want to be doing it. And they probably looked at nationals this year and was like, what the fuck did we do? Everything else was in person. Like literally everything else was in person. Debate nationals is so much bigger and it was in person.
And there's no masks, no. I'm
Yeah.
sure no one got COVID. We didn't expect that.
Yeah, like
It was like 17,000 people.
it better be in person. But anyways, okay, so definitely be fundraising, guys. I know October seems like a really far away time, but the more people, and you can talk to people multiple times. Like, I'm telling you, it's very important. I want everyone to go to Washington, D.C. Okay, Skate City. I have not talked about this yet, so please pay attention and get off your phone like now.
I'm sorry, I'm naming Nate Nathaniel.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's like a Sam reference. Yeah, so Skate City, I'm gonna send out more information next week because it kind of just got set up and I haven't made the banner yet. So by the time I get the information out, we'll have 3 weeks to like get people to go. But I'll give you, oh my god, I'll give you some information now. It's on Saturday. I need to get through this, please.
Hey, Nate.
I need to get through this. Please hang up.
Yeah, like,
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of like an hour away from Sioux Falls right now, so I can't do anything, but I mean, is Sam or Sanchi there that can stick up for you?
I'm here. Wait, what?
Alright, can you like bully them?
Okay. You want me to bully Andrew?
No, not Andrew. Like Nora, just tell her to or punch her or something. So it's fine.
Okay. Wait, why am I doing this again?
Because she's been bullying Andrew, my debate partner.
Oh.
So punching her is really fun because, you know, it's just in retaliation, and she's a woman.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Sounds good. Make sure Andrew's not getting bullied.
Okay, I'll do that. Yep. Andrew will be safe with me.
Nora, remember earlier in the NSG group chat where you were like, oh,
Well,
Nate's supporting
bye.
women.
He's no longer a woman supporter.
He was getting mad
Are
about
you
Roe
being?
v. Wade.
Oh right. Wait, Nathaniel was?
Yeah. He was like saying like,
Mad
I
that
can't
it-
believe that they overturned it. Like he was getting so emotional, and now he's like, because she's a woman, fully.
Because she's a woman.
Like, okay, Nate, you're literally one of those. Okay, Skate City has been set up for Saturday, July 23rd. Again, we will have 3 weeks to get out the information once I get it all out. It'll be from 8 to 10 p.m. You're not required to go, but you should.
Wait, July 23rd?
July 23rd,
Okay,
it's a
alright.
Saturday. you're not required to go to this. I would be writing notes, by the way, guys, because there's a lot of fundraisers. So
It's
you probably
on
wanna
my
know the information
calendar.
about them. You probably still want to know the information stuff. Like, you want to know that you're not required to go to this one and stuff, so.
Well, are we required to go to the Pizza Ranch one?
Yeah, because we have to do the shifts. But for Skate City, we don't have to.
Oh, I
actually
see
show
what
up
you're saying.
So for
It's
skating.
actually national.
Wait, do we get free food at
What?
Pizza
National
Ranch?
holiday on the 25th.
No,
What?
that's
Wow.
the idea.
Wow.
Paying
Oh,
food and
God.
supporting
Yeah, I
us.
can't stand it.
Oh my god. But anyways, so it's from 8 to 10. You don't have to show up, but I will say it's probably going to be more convincing for your friends and family if you do show up, even if you don't know how to skate. I don't fucking know how to skate.
Why
I've
did you
never
do
done
that
it
then?
before.
You're gonna fall.
I don't give a fuck. I want money.
You guys want to know what happened the last time I was at Skate City?
If it's quick, sure.
It's quick, okay. I didn't know how to skate either, and I was just like trying to figure out how to skate right. And so I'm like grabbing like the wall in the rink area, trying to figure out how to skate. And then like they were like changing it so that there was like something going on, you know, on the court or whatever. And so I was like, oh crap, I gotta get off. I don't want to be a part of this. So I'm like grabbing the wall, making my way towards the door, and this random like woman I don't know comes up to me and she's like, oh my goodness, if you want to learn how to skate, you're never gonna learn by just grabbing the wall. You need to not grab the wall and just get out there and go skate. And I'm just like, lady, I'm just trying to get out right now. Please go away. And yeah, that's my story.
That's funny.
It was such a funny
Did you
story.
ever get out?
Yeah,
You
I
still
got
there?
out by grabbing the wall and ignoring the lady.
Okay. Yeah. You should have like talked. It sounded like tops. That was inappropriate. Sorry. Okay, so yeah. But again, it's gonna be more convincing for your friends and family to go if you go. So even if you don't know how to skate, just go. Even like we will laugh at you, I won't lie. But
Wow. Then people are gonna laugh at you.
yeah, people are gonna laugh at me. I'm okay if you guys laugh at me. I will suck balls at skating.
Me too.
I have roller skates. I haven't skated for 5 years.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be embarrassing for some of us. Other members in the club that aren't me are gonna be able to show off and actually dominate me. So
I know. Do we have to skate the whole time? Or can we?
you can just chill. Like you don't even have to go. I mean, I just suggested because it's more
Great.
convincing for your friends and family. Like imagine going up to your friends like, hey, you should go to Skate City on this day, but I'm not. Like that's weird.
What if I make it a birthday party? My birthday is on July 19th, so I
Do it.
can make my entire family go to Skate City
That's
for my
that's
birthday.
actually a really good idea.
I could do
Wait,
that.
and we can invite our friends.
Yeah.
Just make sure, okay, I want to note really quickly while it's in our brain. Remember, for this one, similar to Chipotle, everyone needs to tell
It was Sanjeev
person
that did
that admissions,
First.
fine, everyone needs to tell the person at admissions that they're there for history from MIT, or from Roosevelt. It doesn't have to be National History Day, it doesn't have to be fancy. Just say you're there for the people doing the fundraiser or something. Like you don't have to say what it is. Here, just say I'm here for the fundraiser. It's going on right now. For History Club, whatever. Okay, but everyone needs to say that, or we won't get that money. And story time at Chipotle, there were several people that forgot.
I didn't.
I don't have anyone to look at because no one here did. But
You're staring at me.
I'm sorry, you're easy to stare at because you're like not intimidating at all. So
No.
yeah.
Okay.
Like if I stare at Kennedy, it's a little more intimidating. Yeah, because she has that face, you know. But yeah.
Are we doing Chipotle again? We should do Chipotle.
We will eventually. We just can't right now.
I hope we get Chipotle. But I don't even know when we're going to have it.
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday.
So yeah, pay attention. Yeah, because we will lose money if we don't do that. And already this was like this fundraiser is good, but it's not the best one I'm probably gonna be doing. At least I don't think so. So
Wait, does all the money go to you or Miss Rose?
neither. It goes to the school account and most of all that we hold. So I can only withdraw it when I prove to them that it's for HD purposes, like the seniors.
Wait, so you still have all that money from last year? Did you use that all? Right?
We used 300 of it. We were supposed to actually have used literally every dollar of it, like exactly. Like it was actually insane. But Ms. Benson was actually nice enough to let us keep the regional fees, or no, the state fees. So we still have 7 bucks.
Just 70?
Yeah.
I don't know what the other ones are.
not really helpful. It's just funny to watch them.
Well, it's helpful if you actually ask questions. Like there's a project section where you
I
can
know
ask
there
questions.
is, yes, but
So yeah, it is helpful if you utilize it.
yeah. Well,
Okay. Shut up.
let's check.
Okay.
Oh.
So
It
you
is
can
not.
start advertising now. Just make sure you give them the info. So make sure you have written down Saturday, July 23rd, from 8 to 10 p.m. They need to tell the person on admissions what they're there for. So admission is $7. I don't know if it's different for kids, but just in general, it's $7. For every person that pays $7 for admissions, we get $2 back. So if everyone gets it. Oh my god, that took so long, really. She's so. Are you shy right now? That's the first time you've ever been shy. Everyone, this is Sophie. She's my bestie. She's on the softball team with me and Abby. You can sit down in that chair if you want. We're just finishing up our meeting and I can help you. Okay. So what was I talking about, guys?
The fundraiser
Oh yeah,
and how we
you
got
can
$2
start.
back.
Yeah, you can start advertising now. Just make sure you tell them all the info, all that, and we're good. I don't know. I keep repeating myself. Okay. So I did this a few days ago. Still waiting to hear back from this guy on this false. They actually emailed me finally. I just haven't emailed back, and I probably won't until I get back to DC. So hopefully they'll still be better. I don't have any info. I don't know how their fundraisers work or anything. It's not on their website. They just say they do them. So I called them. They're like, I'll email you, and I was like, okay. Then she put like a big email me, and I was like, fuck. So we'll see. Okay. Miss Hurst's idea for a fundraiser. You guys watched the video, basically. I'm not gonna explain it right now, but it's like a raffle, basically. I'm gonna start that just before Thanksgiving, and we'll do the raffle just after Christmas break. So I'll send out information like closer to them, because I don't want to go that right now. Chipotle. Since you didn't watch the rest of the video, you probably don't know this. I know you're asking about it, but if you watched the video, you know. Yeah, we can't do that until like January, because we can only do one a year, and we did it January 22nd last year. Yeah. It's actually a really good fundraiser though. Like we got, for how little, we had like not that many people trying to fundraise. We had like 6, and we got like $400. So pretty good. Yeah, it was all because of Gabby. Everyone give it up for Gabby. Everyone give it up. Okay. Yeah, and then if you have more ideas for fundraisers, let me know. We can't do a lemonade stand because it's actually illegal in this state of ours. So
What?
yeah, it's illegal to have a lemonade stand here, even
I,
with a
there's
permit.
like 3 of them in my neighborhood.
Yeah, but they're all children, right?
Oh, is
Imagine
it?
if a bunch of teenagers do it. Like the police officers aren't gonna arrest a child, but if a bunch of teenagers are doing the lemonade stand, they probably will.
It'd be funny if they arrested a child though.
No, we could have Nate do it.
Oh, oh my God, Nate, can you
Nate can do it, although I will probably kill him at the lemonade stand. I'm just saying.
Entertainment.
And we can pretend to be the adults that are helping. Like,
Yeah.
you guys.
If we raise $100 from this lemonade stand, I'll kill my friend.
I'll do it for free, honestly.
Okay. And remember, it's always an option. Like, I want us to be a club that can try and help out small businesses.
Wait, can I let Nate know?
No.
No.
Oh yeah.
So, no. Stop. Remember, I want us to help out small businesses if we can. So if you know small businesses, just like ask them if there's anything we can do for them to earn some money. Okay. And obviously let me know. Okay, next meeting. How do you thought? I don't actually have a date. It'll be sometime after July 1st. Because as I've said like 1,000 times, because I am low-key flexing, I will be in Washington, D.C. for a week. Yeah. In the meantime, your homework is just to do research. Record sources that you would like to use in a Google Doc so you don't lose them. Do not cite them yet. You will do it wrong, most likely. Remember, only use sources that are helpful. It's always quality over quantity. You're not trying to earn numbers. You want to make sure you can prove wine actually helped you.
Nope, quantity over quality.
Don't listen to Sam. I don't care if he got second place. He didn't get first, and there's a reason. So second place is the first loser. Okay. Okay, upcoming. Yeah, for real. I love Abby Lee Miller. Oh my gosh, she's my favorite. I literally watched her. This is off topic. I watched a Roblox video. Literally, I think it was last night. No, it was today. It was today. And this one person made the Roblox character look like Abby Lee Miller. And then they went on Dance Mom roleplays and like random like murder mystery on Roblox and just pretended to be Abby Lee Miller.
I remember at one meeting, Susie was like, I've never watched Dance Moms. And so we sat there watching Dance Moms instead of working on it.
Oh my god, wasn't that like right before a competition too?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we were so dumb. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that. Okay, upcoming meetings. Our next meeting will be over citations and annotations. And then after that, we're going to go over interviews. So, Andrew's falling asleep, so I think I'm done. Yep, we're done. Your research. I got to help Sophie, so.
I'm also kind of mad at Nate. Destroyed my foot.
We have a whole half an hour to do research.
I'm sorry, it was supposed to be 2 hours too.